Good morning and welcome to Utah 1A basketball on KSL, live.ksl.com and mylocalradio.com. This is a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball. We're on day 4. We started with 32 teams. Half of those teams are in the I-80 bracket, headed home, or the I-15 bracket, on their way home, or maybe home already. But today it's the Consolation Championship to start things off on the girls' side. The Valley Buffaloes against the Milford Tigers. A little bit later on at 11:30, the boys from Paiute and the boys from Milford will play for the championship consolation, or the Consolation Championship on the boys' bracket. But right now it's Valley versus Milford on the girls' side, and it's time for the South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. South Central Communications is your local 1 gig internet provider. Let's take a look at first the Valley Buffaloes. They're from Region 20, went 14-9, so is their overall record this season. Went 7-3 in Region 20 and finished 3rd at the region tournament. Valley is led by Esther Cox, scoring 14.5 points per game. She had a big one in the opening round loss against Monument Valley. I think 23 points in the contest, but Monument Valley won the game 53-38. Valley since then took down Tinnick and beat Monticello yesterday in a close one, 48-42. Cox has knocked down a bunch of threes this season, more than 30, including this tournament's shooting as well. Then Whitney Spencer, Sage Cox, and Paige Harris, all about 8 to 8.5 points per game. Savannah Wood, 5, and Ashlyn Spencer averages almost 4 per contest. The Valley Buffaloes average 54 points per game. That's 5th in 1A. They allow 43. That's a plus 10 scoring differential for the Valley Buffaloes, the designated visiting team in this game. The Milford Tigers moving along in our South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. Number 1 team from Region 21. Tigers have gone 17-8 this season. They win a perfect 10-0 in Region 21. And Milford is led by Kinsey Williams, 10 points per game. A balanced attack as Presley Barnson scores 8, Eliza Woolsey 6, J.C. Rose, Madison Griffiths, and Kinley Spalding all around 4-5 points apiece. Milford lost in the opening round against Bryce Valley, who's now out of the tournament. They lost and lost again in the last 2 days. Then Milford destroyed Manila, 62-31. Milford forced 25-plus turnovers in that win over Manila. And then yesterday, a tight one in a defensive battle, but Milford pulled away in the end, beating Tabiona 34-23. So Region 21's number 1 has taken out 2 of Region 22's teams, and Milford will look to do the same today against Region 20's number 3. That is your South Central Communications GigaFast pregame report. Sign up for a gig today, 1 gig internet, get a gig, and get going. We've got more of the pregame show coming up. We've got your tip-off in just a couple of minutes as Milford takes on Valley for the Consolation Championship. We'll take a quick break for the national anthem, and as teams get things going, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the tip-off on Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on live.ksl.com.
The Alton Coal Development is located in Alton, Utah. The development employs 32 people at the extraction site, and another 30 are employed driving trucks. Alton Coal reclaims the land by restoring habitat for sage grouse and cattle. Alton Coal.
Bryce Canyon sure is amazing, but don't just stand there at the overlook. Hop on the saddle for a true Wild West experience. Ruby's Inn has the perfect horseback adventure for your family. Whether it's just an hour-and-a-half ride to the canyon rim or a full-day getaway to the very trails used by outlaw Butch Cassidy, we've got rides for first-timers and old-timers. Come visit us in the lobby to plan your adventure or call 866-782-0002. Ruby's Inn, the wonder of the West.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
Dragon Rights Taxidermy is your one stop for world-class taxidermy. When you harvest that trophy of a lifetime, don't trust it to just anyone. Call Jeremy Chamberlain for all your taxidermy needs. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fun. The race starts at Bryce Canyon City, runs through Bryce Canyon National Park, and finishes in Cannonville. Early registration is open now. Race runs the second Saturday in July.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
Welcome back on Utah 1A Basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com. This is Ryan Steinekert here this morning for the Consolation Championship between number 1 team from Region 21, Milford, the Tigers, taking on Region 20's number 3, the Valley Buffaloes. No portion of this webcast in its entirety may be used or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Deseret Digital Media. Starting lineups. For first, the designated visitors, the Valley Buffaloes, Whitney Spencer, Sage Cox, number 2, Whitney Spencer, number 3, Sage Cox, number 4, Esther Cox, number 12, Savannah Wood, and number 23, Ashlyn Spencer. 2 seniors on this team for Valley, number 3, Sage Cox, and number 23, Ashlyn Spencer. For the Milford Tigers, starters are number 3, a junior, J.C. Rose, junior number 10, Eliza Woolsey, junior number 12, Kinsey Williams, and junior number 14, Presley Barnson, and sophomore number 22, Madison Griffiths. Both these teams will bring back a lot of their players. 1 senior on Milford Tigers team, Eileen Rangel Vega. Just about to get underway, and you're watching 1A Utah Basketball presented by State Bank of Southern Utah. For all your banking needs, sbsu.com. Eliza Woolsey against Ashlyn Spencer. Barnson attacking right out of the gate. Can't quite get it with the left. A fight for the board. And a foul jump ball. So Valley takes over and will have the chance to score first. Our broadcast today is brought to you in part by South Central Communications. For the area's fastest broadband internet, give South Central Communications a call. Experience the tournaments without the buffer by signing up today. SoCen.com. That's S-O-C-E-N as in Central. SoCen.com. A drive and a foul. Whitney Spencer of Valley goes to the line. Presley Barnson picks up her first. Milford, other than the first round loss against Bryce Valley, dominated Manila, won by 31 points, and then beat Tabby by 11. So they've won by double digits in their last 2 contests. First free throw swish, second one short. Valley leads 1-0. Double dribble. Madison Griffiths knew as soon as she let that drop out of her hand, she'd made a mistake. Quality Inn of Richfield is proud to sponsor 1A basketball. If you're coming to the state tournament, make sure to stay at the Quality Inn in Richfield. It's your home away from home. Set your plans, set your reservations up today at the Quality Inn of Richfield. Dribble on the baseline. Valley turns it over. Buffaloes lead 1-0. Dustin Cox, the head man for Valley. Mallory Bailey on the bench for Milford. They lost in the state title game last year and graduated Alina Yee. You see what kind of value Yee gave to this team. I think a couple other players graduated as well. But from all the games I watched and broadcasted last year, Alina Yee was the player of the tournament. She was fantastic in last year's tournament. Barnson, after Milford forced a turnover, they've been good at that. They forced 25 plus against Manila on Thursday, and then I think in the ballpark of 20 against Tabiona yesterday. Barnson tries to penetrate. She takes a little bump, and the foul goes to Savannah Wood. Wood's first personal, first team foul. Williams move inside, but can't quite finish off the glass. Ashlyn Spencer with the rebound for Valley. 1-0, Valley on top with a free throw from Whitney Spencer. Looking inside, nice entry pass to Spencer. One dribble, turns right and misses. Rebound. Hit away from Williams, but Barnson comes up with it for Milford. The Tiger up court. It was ripped away from behind, but she rips it back, shoots and hits. Presley Barnson from just inside the free throw line, and Milford leads 2-1. On the right wing, Wood. Milford in a man-to-man, it looks like. Three-point shot rims out. Rose releases quickly, but no way to get it to her, and a blocking foul. As it looked like Griffiths was just stepped out of bounds, but she draws the foul on Esther Cox. Cox, the leading scorer for this Valley Buffaloes team, 14.5 points per game. But they're balanced after that. About 7 or 8 points apiece for Paige Harris, Whitney Spencer, Sage Cox. Savannah Wood comes in at 5 per game. Another foul is a third against the Valley Buffaloes, but 1 apiece on Cox, and Wood. Milford leads 2-1. They've forced a couple of turnovers. Barnson thinks about the long three. She will pull the trigger from out there, but doesn't this time. Instead, she finds Woolsey. Turnaround Jay from the left baseline. Mid-range jumper is good. Milford up 4-1. Valley beat Tabiona twice this year. They lost to Wayne. Offensive rebound, put back, nope. Rebound tipped out and chased down by Cox. Valley and Milford met once earlier this year in December. Good board. Eliza Woolsey. December 27th at Valley. The Buffaloes won big, 57-33. But Milford on top early here, 4-1. Williams misses in the lane. Inadvertent trip up, and Wood ends up on the floor. She went down hard, but pops up no problem. Kinsey Williams picks up her first. Valley basketball. You're watching a Garcane Energy presentation of 1A State Championship basketball. Garcane Energy, a Touchstone Energy co-op. Three-point shot from Wood, missed. Ashlyn Spencer the board, missed over the top, and J.C. Rose for Milford has it. Up ahead, pass too high for Kinsey Williams. Then Milford turns it over for a second time. This presentation of state championships is brought to you in part by Ruby's Inn. Ruby's Inn is the gateway resort to Bryce Canyon National Park. Visit ruby'sinn.com today to set your reservation. See the kind of amenities they have. ruby'sinn.com. Spencer down in the lane, starts right, goes left, and can't get the shot to fall. Wood with the rebound out to the right corner. Pass to the top, and Madison Griffiths with the steal. Off to the races, and she'll finish on the right side. Milford off to a hot start, 6-1 Tigers. Buffaloes have one free throw by Whitney Spencer. Cox on the left wing. Right baseline, Wood, long two, nope. Woolsey pushing up court. Milford trying to attack, and they can't get it, but a charge is the call. Griffiths tried to attack, and she picks up her first personal foul, Milford's third team foul. 6-1, Milford on top. Esther Cox checks back into the game. Leading scorer for this Valley Buffalo team at almost 15 points a game as a sophomore. Sage Cox with it to Esther Cox. Drive and a foul. J.C. Rose picks up her first. Valley back to the line for three free throws, 3 and 4 of the contest. This is Esther Cox at the line. These free throws are brought to you by Frosty's. Bring your carpet back to life. Frosty's Carpet Care. They're skilled in welding and fabrication as well. Call Shane today for a quote. That's Frosty's. First free throw by Cox rattles home. The second one swishes. Valley with 3 points, all from the free throw line. Barneson, ball stripped away. Esther Cox sliced in. She goes to the other end and finishes. There's your first field goal for Valley. 6-5, Milford's lead from 5 down to 1 with 3:07 left in the first on this Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Frosty's Cleaning and Sales wants to wish Region 20 success. Frosty's has the most up-to-date equipment and utilizes an enzyme extraction combined with hot water for both carpets and tile. Frosty's also offers custom welding and fabrication. Call Shane or Judy today.
Back on Utah 1A Basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com. It's a consolation championship. 2 games here at Richfield High School today. This one between Milford and Valley's girls. And then at 11:30, Paiute takes on Milford for the boys consolation championship. Milford made it to the consolation championship last year. The boys did. Ended up losing to Rich in that final game of the season. Barneson inbounds. Full court pressure from Valley. Barneson ahead to Williams. Milford breaks the press and gets the shot left baseline. Woolsey off the window. Milford fans like the play. They like the way the Tigers came out and didn't panic, no trouble to break the press. Ooh, good pass inside. Entry down into Gentry Saul, and she finishes on the right side. Saul, just a freshman, averages a point per game. Milford with a 1-point lead, 8-7. Barneson looks back to Coach Bailey, who's in the middle of a conversation with Annalise Wiseman. So Milford goes inside to Williams. Woolsey, drop across the lane to J.C. Rose, and then Williams with the rebound, and Kenzie's fouled. Milford fans thought J.C. Rose was fouled on her shot attempt. But Williams made it a moot point with the offensive rebound and a couple of free throws coming. These free throws are brought to you by South Central Communications. FiberLink high-speed internet, the area's fastest broadband internet. Experience the tournaments without the buffer by signing up today. SOCEN, that's S-O as in South, C-E-N as in Central, SOCEN.com. Williams misses both free throws. So Milford's lead still just at 1. This presentation of state championship basketball is also brought to you by Southern Utah University. SUU to everywhere. Visit SUU.edu today and learn more. SUU.edu. Cox to Saul. Back to Cox on the give and go. Esther finishes and Valley retakes the lead. The Buffaloes had a 1-0 lead right out of the gate. On the baseline, Milford with it. The official confident, I wouldn't say emphatic, but confident, right, in his call. Inbound to Woolsey. She'll bounce into the middle and a jump ball. Spencer and Williams get tied up. Traffic in there. Those passes can be dangerous, and Milford just turned it over for a 4th time. Their last 2 wins, they've forced almost 50 turnovers against Manila and Tabiona combined. About 25 to 30 per game against those 2 teams each. Esther Cox, left wing 3. Nope, just draws iron. Rebound outside, and Milford tracks it down. Ping pong around, not just the ball, but a couple of players as well. Williams back to Barneson. Milford looking to retake the lead here. They had a 6-1 lead, but Valley cut into that, no problem. Woolsey misses short. Milford, you can see the legs tired. Bunch of their shots, including the free throws, have all been short from anything outside of right down in the block. That's a common ailment for teams here on day 4 of the state tournament. Shots are become shorter. Barneson throws an elbow. She was frustrated coming up court. A lot of contact, and now Milford fans erupt. Where was the whistle before when Barneson was bringing it up the court? Barneson picks up her 2nd. And the officials continue to hear it from the Milford crowd. Barneson, meanwhile, has a civil conversation with the official, saying, probably saying, I thought I was fouled on the way up the court. But she was very civil about it. And the official responded civilly as well. That's the way to handle it. 30 seconds left in the first. Barneson comes out to pressure Sage Cox. She'll go inside to Esther. Saul on the left side misses over the top, and Valley, rather than holding for the final shot, that allows Milford to take a chance at the final shot. Barneson hop step. Thought about the 3, but no. Wiseman, Griffiths. She'll drive around the D, kick it to Barneson, right wing 3. Oh, just rims out. Offensive board with 4, 3. It's on the floor and out of bounds. Milford just couldn't quite hang on to it. 2.3 to go in the first. Kinley Spalding checks into the game. She played great yesterday, had a nice performance in the win over Tabiona. Esther Cox gets the shot off, not quite in time, just misses. 9-8, Valley with the lead at the end of 1 on this Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Everybody's got a love story. It won't take long. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power outage on a Saturday night. We get lost in the night, baby, losing our minds. Some kind of love, some kind of feeling.
Restoring power when you need it the most. One more reason to love Garcane.
Buffering sucks. Stop watching your favorite internet shows 30 seconds at a time. Get super fast 1 gigabyte speed now. South Central Communications is invested in you and building for the future. Get there faster with the best internet experience at a price no one can beat. Upgrade to 1 gig internet and enjoy smooth streaming on every device in your home. Enhance your internet experience today. South Central Communications is delivering the most advanced fiber internet to every home and business.
It's an offensive rebound fest for Milford. The 3-point shot way short, but the hustle does not stop, and Milford gets a trip to the free throw line. Eliza Woolsey to start our second quarter action. Sage Cox picks up a second personal foul. Woolsey at the line, swishes the first. She's got 5 points. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is 13.1 miles of fun. Run through Bryce Canyon, enjoy the scenery on the second Saturday in July. Register today and save. Early registration, you'll save some money at www.brycecanyonhalfmarathon.com. Milford back on top, 10-9. Woolsey with 6 points of the Milford Tigers' 10. She averages 6.5 per game. Kinsey Williams, 10 points per game, is the leading scorer, has yet to put any points down in this one. Out to the corner, Esther Cox saves it, back to Wood. Turnaround jumper, nope, and big rebound by Woolsey. Boy, she came to play today. Up the left sideline, poked away by Cox and out of bounds. Milford basketball, and Tiger fans asking where's the whistle for the reach. Inbound to Spalding. Kinley dribbles around to the right. Spalding, little penetration. Griffiths fires across to Woolsey. She wants to shoot from the baseline, but Cox defends well. Instead, right high block off the back iron. Cox, quick release to Spencer out in front. Tigers chasing and foul. Boy, that one a hard one. And a couple of players end up slamming into the wall, including Whitney Spencer, who made the layup. Valley back on top with the bucket. Kinsey Williams picks up her second personal. Again, these teams met earlier this season, December 27th, and that was at Valley. The Buffaloes won 57-33. So far, this one, much tighter game. Valley leads by 1, and a free throw from Whitney Spencer coming. Free throws today are brought to you by Ruby's Inn, the gateway resort to Bryce Canyon National Park. Visit ruby'sinn.com today. Free throw, nope, it was short. Wiseman the rebound. Milford with the basketball. 6.5 left, first half. Barneson directs some traffic. Woolsey, the free throw line, pulls up, and no, rims around and out. Couple of bounces on the rim. Woolsey defending. Cox picks it up and gets it up ahead to Esther Cox, who can't quite handle the pass. Valley with 5 turnovers in the first half. Buffaloes scored 54 points per game this season on average. They're on pace for 40-ish. This Milford team was number 2 in the state in defensive points allowed per game, 30.6. A big part of that is their pressure. They force a lot of turnovers, and they're physical and strong inside. Left wing 3 is short again. Wiseman saves it. It hits the underside of the backboard, and a jump ball. Tie-up ensues, result in a jump ball. Possession arrow. Milford Tigers. Barneson to inbound, 5:55 left in the second, and Valley with a 1-point lead. Barneson, little slap of the ball outside to Rose. JC averages 6 points per game. I don't know if she's shot yet in this one. Rebound down in the corner. Sage Cox tips it to herself, then long baseball pass, looking for Esther Cox. Wood down in the right corner. Backs in, across the lane, ball on the floor. Rose has possession, and it's a tie-up and a jump ball right back to Valley on the possession arrow. That jump ball is brought to you in part by South Central Communications, the area's fastest broadband internet. South Central Communications. A couple of substitutions. Whitney Spencer and Ashlyn Spencer into the game for Valley. Barneson with her back to Cox. She throws it off Barneson's back, but then misses way short. Wiseman had the rebound. Cox stole it right back, and then she's fouled. Presley Barneson picks up her second personal. Esther Cox in the left corner. Good extra pass there. But missed shot from the left baseline. Woolsey the rebound. Barneson heading up court. And Esther Cox just picked up her second. And that's, if you notice, Barneson felt like she was fouled earlier. She threw that elbow and then got called for the offensive foul, or for the foul. But then she had a civil conversation with that same official who just gave her the call. Calmness is power. And Barneson just displayed that for us as a junior in high school. J.C. Rose in the left corner. Kinley, excuse me. Spalding threw it away, gets it back, drives, and she's wrapped up. What great hands by Gentry Saul, the freshman. As Spalding tries to drive by, Saul wraps her up for a jump ball. That jump ball is brought to you by the Quality Inn of Richfield, your home away from home for the state tournaments. Quality Inn of Richfield. Mitch Milford, Tiger Fighters, sort of fans shout, this isn't football. Rose open for three, just long. Valley pushing. They've got Paige Harris. Finish and the foul. Not a lot of points here in this second quarter. Milford just has 2 free throws by Eliza Woolsey. This is the second and one opportunity for Valley in this second quarter. Whitney Spencer couldn't get the free throw to go earlier. We'll see if Paige Harris, the sophomore, can get this free throw to go. Harris averages 7.5 per game, and she's almost halfway there with that free throw. 14-10, Valley out to a 4-point lead. Rose pushing up courts, pops from the free throw line. That one rattles out. Milford feels like a lid on the basket. Offensive rebounds again, but Milford can't get the shots to go. And a push foul against the Tigers. Milford's 7th team, make it 8th team foul. An intentional foul is the call against Milford's Madison Griffiths. Tiger fans furious. Whitney Spencer at the line. Whitney just 1 of 4 so far from the free throw line today. These free throw lines are brought to you by Braggin' Rights Taxidermy. Bring your trophies back to life. Give Jeremy a call with Braggin' Rights Taxidermy. Milford fans right now thinking ball don't lie as Spencer misses both free throws. Valley's coach Dustin Cox obviously considers her the best free throw shooter on the team. She puts her on the line on the intentional foul shot after the intentional foul, and Spencer can't get either one to go. Valley up to a 4-point lead, 14-10. Inside, Harris, well defended by Wiseman. Rose travels, and the Milford crowd is beside itself in frustration. Milford with 5 turnovers, Valley with 5 as well. 8 team fouls on the Milford Tigers, 6 for the Valley Buffaloes. Harris dribbles right, pulls up way short. Great defense again by Barneson, but it's Sage Cox, the offensive rebound and putback. Harris has Barneson by 5 or 6 inches. Livingston on the right wing, looks inside. Great catch by Woolsey in the lane. She's in traffic, and it's back to Barneson. Spalding from the free throw line. Nope. Gets her own rebound. Wiseman, right side, can't get it. Wiseman again. Livingston for 3. Yes! Akeda Livingston, the junior, with the big bucket. 16-12, Milford within 4. At the free throw line, Wood pulls up just inside the line after the spin move. Rose ahead for Spalding, and she will finish on the left side. That looked like a dangerous pass from Rose, but Spalding got to it and finished. An athletic play by Kinley Spalding, the sophomore. Milford is within 1. Valley slowing things down. Sage Cox to Esther Cox. Esther, a sophomore. 4 Buffaloes down on the baseline, and Esther Cox dribbling out near the timeline. Starts right, moves left, then starts back to her right. Almost a minute gone by already on this possession. Now Valley starts to attack. Cox in the corner, back up top to Harris. She just switched pivot feet. I thought that was a travel. Was it? Wood down inside, tries to thread a needle, and it's out of bounds off of Valley. So the Buffaloes play a little stall ball, but then turn it over for a 6th time in the game. Timeout, Coach Dustin Cox. Milford down by 1 on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
When you're in need of meat processing, think of the Glendale Country Store. Kyle and Rachel Spencer, from beef to wild game, they do it all. Summer sausage and their famous barbecue jerky. Wishing the Buffaloes success.
It's fun helping each customer find the best vehicle for their needs. I'm Tracy Lawley, and I've worked with my brother Kirk for 23 years. Back in 1969, my grandfather Donnell Jensen sold a customer this 1969 Dodge Charger. Years later, I had the opportunity to sell that same customer a new Dodge truck. And we continue to have the opportunity to serve his children and grandchildren. If you're buying a car from someone who isn't having fun, you should definitely come see me before you sign on the dotted line.
Valley was out to a 6-point lead, a 5-0 Milford run. And Milford has the basketball. That was after a 7-0 Valley run to get themselves up by 6. Milford, though, can't hang on to it. It's Whitney Spencer with the loose ball and then a foul. I think it was Akeda Livingston who committed her first personal. That's a 9th Milford team foul, so Valley to the line to shoot 1 and 1. 1:42 left to go in this first half. Esther Cox. Two for 2 from the line so far today is Esther. 2 for 3, that one rattles out. Barneson, Cox steals it back, but a whistle. Cox stepped out after the steal. Teams exchange turnovers. We're even, 7 turnovers apiece and just about even on the score. 16-15, Valley up by 1. Rose, left wing Livingston, who hit a big 3 moments ago. Spalding, nice crossover. Dish to Woolsey, pretty pass. Eliza Woolsey with the finish after the assist from Kinley Spalding, and Milford back on top by 1. That assist is brought to you by Garcane Energy, keeping the lights on for over 70 years. Woolsey with the steal. She plays it safe, gives to Spalding, a little bit of a late whistle, but it comes on a foul. Spalding to the free throw line. Hard to believe that Valley beat this Milford team by 24 back just 2 months ago. December 27th, that was at Valley, so they had the home court advantage. Spalding at the line to shoot 2. Kinley, 2 points in the game. And she's attacked. She's been aggressive to try and create on her own and get some points. Swishes the first one through. These free throws are brought to you by Southern Utah University, SUU to everywhere. Check them out today, suu.edu. Next game on tap, Paiute versus Milford in the boys consolation championship. And then the rest of the games today will be back at the Sevier Valley Center. Wayne and Monument Valley girls playing right now in the 5th and 7th place game. Spalding's second free throw doesn't go, and a fight for the rebound ends up with a possession to Valley. 2-point lead for Milford, time running down in the first half. Cox in this first half, well, she scored 6 points in the first quarter, has not scored here in the second. Harris at the free throw line. Page has 3 points. A 3-point play the old-fashioned way, and a double dribble by Savannah Wood. She bounced it once to control the pass, then grabbed with 2 hands and put it back on the floor. So Milford has a chance to extend its lead with 36.2 seconds left in the second quarter. Spalding dribbles left, back to her right. Milford playing for the final shot. Unless they can find something open, they start to attack early, not playing for the final shot. Woolsey on the right wing. Wiseman, oh, that just couldn't quite get that to go. Halfway down, pops out. Off to the races. Britton Heaton travels. She tried to stop to control it, and the pivot foot moved too far. 4.6 seconds to go in this first half. He rolled into Spalding. 3-2 across the timeline. Puts it up and just misses at the buzzer. Milford leads 18-16 at the half. The Southern Utah University halftime report coming up right after this break on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
You have goals. Subway has a fresh fit menu. With 2 servings of veggies and 24 grams of whole grains, Subway has 8 6-inch subs with 400 calories or less, like the rotisserie-style chicken or oven-roasted turkey breast. Choose from 8 great options that are better for you and delicious. Go
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the tire professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
Welcome back on the halftime report, brought to you by Southern Utah University. Visit suu.edu, SUU to everywhere. Proud sponsors of high school athletics here on Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball. At the half, it's a tight one. Milford leads by 2, 18-16. Valley went on a 7-0 run to start the second quarter and led by 6, but then Milford answered right back and went on an 8-0 run of its own. The Tigers were led in that first half by Eliza Woolsey, who scored 4 points in each of the first 2 quarters. And then 3 points apiece from Spaulding and Livingston. Nikita Livingston hit a big-time three-pointer. Milford was struggling to score. Livingston hit that 3, and that kind of took the lid off the basket late in the second quarter. They got a couple more buckets. 2 points apiece from Presley Barnson and Madison Griffiths. Valley was led by Esther Cox, who had 6 points. Paige Harris and Whitney Spencer with 3 apiece. Gentry Saul and Sage Cox 2 points each. Esther had all 6 of her points in the first quarter, and Milford forced 10 turnovers from Valley. Milford leads 18-16 at the half. This is your Southern Utah University halftime report. Visit suu.edu to learn more today. SUU to everywhere. We'll be right back. We'll have the halftime show. We'll wrap up. We'll be back with the third quarter on this Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
As one of the region's most visited websites, mylocalradio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on mylocalradio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit mylocalradio.com today to stream it all live.
The Orderville Town Council wishes the Valley Buffaloes the best of luck. Come and enjoy hiking, ATVing, horseback riding, camping, and hunting. Orderville, home of the Valley Buffaloes and the heart of Kane County.
Dr. Dog, the other day I was at the dog park and ran into Keegan, the Irish setter from up the road. When we smelled hello, I was surprised because he smelled like delicious roasted duck. When I asked if he'd been hunting, he said nein, he had been to see you.
Yes, Mr. Hans German Shepherd, I'm recommending Canine Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com for all my canine patients. The powder mixes with your dog food to create a delicious duck-flavored gravy. Order your Superfood Advanced from PetMinerals.com today.
Our Richfield Hotel, located just off Interstate 70, is a short drive from attractions like Big Rock Candy Mountain, Fremont Indian State Park, Fish Lake National Forest, the Great Western Trail, and the Paiute ATV Trail. Located near the Sevier Valley Center, make the Quality Inn in Richfield your home for the tournaments.
If you've struggled to get a vehicle because of some bumps in your credit, then come to the all-new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group. We have over 20 different lenders ready to help you reestablish your credit with a quality new or pre-owned vehicle. Good credit, bad credit, bankruptcy? Let the new Rocky Mountain Yeti Auto Group try to help you. Call our credit hotline today and ask for Jeff or Dave to get pre-approved for your next vehicle. Call 307-789-3151 today. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
Ruby's Inn General Store has the area's widest selection of Indian arts and crafts, curios, and groceries. Located 1 mile from the entrance to Bryce Canyon National Park, Ruby's General Store has what you need.
Shed Inc., located at 44 North Main in Panguitch, Randy and Matt will take care of all of your screen printing needs. Need some extra cash? They'll buy those shed antlers you've been looking to sell. Call Shed Inc. today. Go Cats!
As a Cedar City native, I was already familiar with the high-quality academics and the beautiful campus of Southern Utah University. I quickly found a second home in the Computer Science and Information Systems program. I graduated with an impressive portfolio right out of school and was able to get a job at Amazon as a cloud support engineer. I enjoy creating something great from nothing other than my imagination, aided by the problem-solving techniques I learned at SUU. I am so grateful for the guidance I received from Southern Utah University.
Utah High School Sportscasts presents 1A basketball on live.ksl.com. After the first half, it's Milford on top by 2. Milford, Region 21's #1 against Region 20's #3 Valley Buffaloes. And our halftime report was brought to you by Southern Utah University, SUU to everywhere. Today's broadcast is also brought to you in part by by Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. The Cache Valley Visitors Bureau, with so much to offer in the Cache Valley. Find your fun at explorelogan.com. That's explorelogan.com. Valley with the basketball to start, third quarter action. Buffaloes, the designated road team, the visiting team in this one, and they're in their road blacks with white numbers. A little drive and a finish. Sage Cox, nice move. Tied at 18. Sage Cox averaging 8 points per game through the regular season. Milford turns it over to start second half action, and Esther Cox to the other end has 8 points. Valley back on top, 20-18. Barneson to inbound. Valley coming out in full court press, in a full court press to start third quarter. Rose. Here's the half court trap. As soon as Barneson crosses the timeline, she wisely lobs it ahead to Rose. Woolsey down on the baseline. Dangerous pass across the lane and stolen. It's on the floor. Coach Cox asking for a timeout, and he gets it. Milford starts the third with 2 turnovers. Valley starts the third with 2 layups. Utah 1A basketball is on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
I think another good name for Matt Rex, the owner of T-Bar S Body Shop in Evanston, would be the Anger Eraser. I came out to the parking lot to find a ding and scratch. I was so angry, I went to T-Bar S Body Shop to get a quote and met Matt Rex. He said they would fix it, and he'd even talk to my insurance company. When I picked up my car, it looked great. No stress, no hassle. Matt's friendliness and quality service erased all my anger. When your car gets bunged up, don't get angry. Just let T-Bar fix your car.
Back on Utah High School Sportscast, production of 1A State basketball on live.ksl.com. If you haven't found them already on Facebook, find them now. Utah High School Sportscasts on Facebook. We got highlights, hundreds of highlights being posted every day of this state tournament. Utah High School Sportscasts. Find us on Facebook. Esther Cox on the left wing. Valley on a 4-0 run to start this third quarter. And a steal. What a grab by Madison Griffiths. Esther Cox slows the fast breakdown with some good defense, but Milford has it. Woolsey in the lane. Got the roll. Eliza Woolsey with 10. She ties it up at 20. 6:24 left here in the third. We're all knotted up at 20 points apiece. Whitney Spencer. Milford's backed off a little defensively. Long 2 by Savannah Wood off target. Not putting quite as much pressure. I think that's a sign of respect for the quickness of this Valley guard line between Spencer, Cox, and Cox. Milford doesn't want those gals to just be able to drive right on by. Top of the key. We're tied at 20. Shot up and mishandling the rebound. Ashlyn Spencer just couldn't quite pull it in. So Milford will inbound. This inbound play is brought to you by the Quality Inn of Richfield, your home for the state tournaments. Quality Inn. Rose attacks, and she's hacked from the side. Ashlyn Spencer will pick up her first. It looked like Spencer got a good piece of the ball with her hand, but also maybe got Rose on the arm. And JC, who has not scored yet today, goes to the line to shoot two. Rose, a junior. I believe she's been starting since she was a freshman for this Milford basketball team. Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is proud to present 1A basketball. The race runs the second Saturday in July, and if you enjoy running, you'd enjoy the spectacular scenery of running right through Bryce Canyon. Don't miss out. Register early and save. BryceCanyonHalfMarathon.com. That's www.BryceCanyonHalfMarathon.com. Rose makes good on 1 of 2. And Milford is back on top. Esther Cox, right corner. Air ball over the top. Milford off to the races, and Whitney Spencer gets in the way. Whitney picks up, I believe that's just her first. 5:21 left here in the third. Alton Cole development. Alton Cole wishes all team success in the postseason, including the Valley Buffaloes. Alton Cole providing energy responsibly for 13 years. Alton Cole development. Milford with the basketball and a 1-point lead. Barnson. High post. Williams turns it over. Kinsey struggling today. She has not scored. She's their leading scorer. 10 points a game. Spencer attacks and she's fouled. We'll go to the free throw line where she's just 1 of 5 in the game. Milford 50% on 3 of 6 shooting from the line in the first half. Valley just 44%, made 4 of 9 free throws. Spencer, as I mentioned, just 1 of 5, 1 of 6. Just can't quite find those free throws in the bottom of the net. Glendale Country Store is proud to support the Valley Buffaloes. Kyle and Rachel Spencer can take care of all your meat processing needs, from custom cut beef to wild game. They do it well. They do it great. They do it how you want it. Glendale Country Store, call today. The second free throw, Spencer finds the bottom of the net, and we're tied at 21. What a game for the Consolation Championship. Wiseman too high off the glass. Rose the offensive board. Couldn't get the putback. Esther Cox, long pass, too long, intended for Ashlyn Spencer. Valley with 13 turnovers in the ball game. And again, Milford defensively number 2 in the state through the regular season. They allowed 30.6 points per game. And a big part of that is the way they force turnovers. They've forced 13 so far in this contest. But they've also given it away for a 4th time in the quarter and 11 times total. Cox, right side. Esther to Sage. Sage can't get the shot to go, and rebound tipped by Ashlyn Spencer out of bounds. Utah State Championship basketball is brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. For real estate at beautiful Bear Lake, work with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. I'll tell you a little bit more about Bear Lake Realty here in a second. As Milford crosses the timeline, and a hot pass, too hot. Barnson. That's a 5th turnover of the quarter for Milford. They've scored just 3 points. Bear Lake Realty, if you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, here's an option, an idea. Buy a home. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City with Bear Lake Realty can show you how to rent it out so it pays for itself. You can enjoy it some of the time as well. Pretty soon you've got a beautiful home in beautiful Bear Lake. Barnson the rebound. Weaves through traffic, crosses the timeline, fires to Rose. JC with the long 2, a little bit too long. Esther Cox. Looked like she kind of wanted to push, but didn't fully commit to it, and probably a good thing. She didn't have the numbers. Spencer inside to Cox, loses it. It was on the floor. Cox comes away with it, spins and misses. Woolsey at 10 points, and she's got 7 or 8 rebounds, but loses control there. Rebound rims around. Esther Cox, the offensive board and putback. Milford with 6 turnovers in this third quarter alone. They only had 7 in the entire first half. Barneson, there's another, it's 7. Across the lane, when Griffiths rips that one away. Possession arrow, Milford. Timeout on the court, 23-21. Valley leads, 3:05 left in the third on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Thunderbird Resort, Golf, and Restaurant at the junction of Highways 9 and 89 in the middle of Bryce and Zion National Parks. Stay and relax with us on the golf course and finish the day with a slice of fresh, hot, homemade pie.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at Weststar Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit Weststar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. Weststar Printing, 307-789-5202.
White Mountain Trading Post is your one-stop shop for all your travel needs. Centrally located between Zion, Bryce, and the Grand Canyon, and on your way to Lake Powell. Serving travelers for over 60 years, we offer clean restrooms, snacks, a gas station, a gift shop, and a Subway. Wishing all teams success in the postseason.
Back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A Utah basketball on live.ksl.com. State championship basketball going on all over the place. I got a nephew playing in the 3rd and 4th place game today up in Idaho, in 4A Idaho. Woolsey drives, pops, and just can't quite get it to go. Eliza Woolsey has been fantastic today. 10 points. I got her with 7 rebounds. 2:40 left to go, and Woolsey with the steal. She just picked the pocket of Paige Harris to the hoop. No! Contested, greatly contested by Britton Heaton. Milford continues to battle. Ball squirts loose. Barneson shoots, misses, ends up on the floor, almost right on top of Paige Harris. Both fan bases have arguments for fouls about 4 or 5 times each on that exchange. Just a lot of physical play. These players getting after it. Barneson at the line. And she swishes the first. Presley, a junior, can tie things up late in the 3rd quarter. And our broadcast today is brought to you in part by Southern Utah University. SUU to everywhere. Visit SUU. It's also brought to you by State Bank of Southern Utah, SBSU.com. That's State Bank of Southern Utah, SBSU.com for all your banking needs. The foul there was charged to Sage Cox, her 3rd personal. Barneson takes her time and makes it count. We're tied. Sage Cox dribbles right. Milford in a man-to-man defense. I think that's what they've been in all game long, and Rose pokes the ball away. I've talked about Milford's 7 turnovers here in the 3rd quarter. Valley has 5 of their own. Rose, right wing, Woolsey, back to Barneson. She pulls the trigger from deep and misses, but an offensive board, Kinsey Williams. Kinsey has been stymied offensively today, but she's still working hard trying to get things done. Williams is the leading scorer for this Milford Tiger team at almost 10 points per game, and she has gone scoreless so far. But Williams will try to change that. 2 free throws coming up. Can't get the first. Free throws are brought to you by Ruby's Inn, hosting visitors to Bryce Canyon National Parks for more than 100 years. They do service right at Ruby's Inn. Visit rubysinn.com. Williams to put Milford on top. Can't get it. Rebound tipped up, and Esther Cox has it for Valley. Woolsey 0 for 3, or Williams rather, 0 for 3 from the free throw line. Well, since I mentioned it, Woolsey 2 for 2 from the line. Ooh, just about a good shot by Valley. Milford with the rebound, quick outlet pass to nobody. Milford fans say it was deflected. They don't get that call, and Valley takes over. We're tied with 1:33 left to go in the third quarter. Let me clarify that. We still have almost 9.5 minutes left in the game. Consolation Championship, this one hotly contested. Valley beat Milford by 24 earlier this year at Valley. A little bit of physicality. Wood goes down, loses the ball on the baseline, and Milford takes over. Tied up at 23, Barnson. Ooh, Wiseman almost lost that, but kept possession. Williams at the free throw line, and a reach in. Esther Cox going for the takeaway or the jump ball, and instead picks up her third personal. That's a 15 foul on Valley. Milford with just one. It's been a physical third quarter. Both these teams want to finish the season with a W. JC Rose looking to bounce inside, and a tie-up. Jump ball. Milford has not been able to take care of the ball here in this third quarter. 9 turnovers after only 7 turnovers in the entire first half. Under a minute to go in the quarter. Wood. Across the top. Spencer picks up the dribble. Milford coming out a little higher on the defense on the perimeter. Lob down inside, and J.C. Rose with the takeaway. Williams has it poked away out of bounds. Valley with 7 turnovers in the quarter. They're at a total of 17. Milford at a total of 16. 24.9 seconds left here in the third. This high school basketball is brought to you by South Central Communications. FiberLink high-speed internet, the area's fastest broadband internet. Milford, another giveaway. Up ahead, Spencer can't hang on to it, saves it to the Tigers. Up to Barnson, fires across. Williams just before the buzzer. No, but an offensive board. Wiseman can't get it at the time. End of the third, 23-23. We are tied as we head for the fourth quarter of this Consolation Championship game on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
You have goals. Subway has a fresh fit menu. With 2 servings of veggies and 24 grams of whole grains, Subway has 8 6-inch subs with 400 calories or less, like the rotisserie-style chicken or oven-roasted turkey breast. Choose from 8 great options that are better for you and delicious. Go you! Try the fresh fit menu, only at Subway.
This ad brought to you by Mount Carmel Subway in Orderville, Utah. The Alton Coal Development is located in Alton, Utah. The development employs 32 people at the extraction site, and another 30 are employed driving trucks. Alton Coal reclaims the land by restoring habitat for sage grouse and cattle. Alton Coal.
Dragon Rides Taxidermy is your one stop for world-class taxidermy. When you harvest that trophy of a lifetime, don't trust it to just anyone. Call Jeremy Chamberlain for all your taxidermy needs.
Back on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A basketball on live.ksl.com. Today's game is brought to you by Garcane Energy. Wishing all the team success. Keeping the power on when you need it the most. Garcane Energy is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Barnson throws it away. Turnovers continue for Milford. Valley defended by Woolsey. Esther Cox ends up on the floor. And then to the free throw line. Cox 2 for 3 from the line in the contest. A defensive battle, and we had a bunch of turnovers in that third quarter. Valley outscored Milford 7-5, and we're tied at 23 as we start the fourth. Cox at the line. No, rims around out. Esther, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. These free throws are brought to you by Mount Carmel Subway. Owner David Debs thanks the Valley community for your support and your business. That's the Mount Carmel Subway. Cox gets the second free throw. Valley on top by 1. Milford against the full court pressure. Tigers have turned it over 11 times in this second half. Woolsey drops it inside, looking for Barnson. There's number 12. But Wiseman gets it back. Griffith picks up the loose ball. Trapped, but gets it away. Barnson pulls the trigger from 3 and misses just long. Harris pulls down the board for Valley. That rebound brought to you by Orderville Town. The town of Orderville and elected officials want to wish the Buffaloes success. Orderville, a great place to live. Milford with 12 turnovers in the quarter. Valley with 9, in the second half. Valley with 9. Barnson ahead to Williams. Ball knocked away from behind, but Woolsey rips it right back, and a Buffalo is slow to get up. Meanwhile, Madison Griffiths with the triple from the right corner. That's a big-time three-pointer. Milford back on top, 26-24. We've got an injury on the floor, and we'll take a timeout for it. Right after this, we'll be back. Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Bryce Canyon sure is amazing, but don't just stand there at the overlook. Hop on the saddle for a true Wild West experience. Ruby's Inn has the perfect horseback adventure for your family. Whether it's just an hour-and-a-half ride to the canyon rim or a full-day getaway to the very trails used by outlaw Butch Cassidy, we've got rides for first-timers and old-timers. Come visit us in the lobby to plan your adventure or call 866-782-0002. Ruby's Inn, the wonder of the West.
Ashlyn Spencer was the player down, and after a few moments lying on the floor, she got up on her own, walked over to the bench. She's being tended to, looked at, and tested for concussion protocol type stuff, and we'll hope that she's okay. It certainly was a hard fall. Nice drive and a finish. The floater by Paige Harris. Paige averages 7.5 per game. She's now at 5, and that ties the score back up at 26. Madison Griffiths, that huge 3 for Milford a few moments ago. Another turnover. Milford with 13 in the half, 20 in the ball game. Spencer on the right wing. Despite all the turnovers, Milford's still in this thing. They lost to Valley earlier this year by double digits at Valley. Bounce inside, and Woolsey, what great defense, fronting Harris, poked the ball away out of bounds. This possession for the Valley Buffaloes is brought to you by the Thunderbird Resort and Golf Course. A stay in East Zions wouldn't be complete without a round of golf. There's not a better place to do it than the Thunderbird Resort and Golf Course. Ready to serve you, and wishing the Buffaloes good luck. Esther Cox down inside. She's got 12, has quietly worked her way up to 12 points after 6 points in the first quarter and going scoreless in the second. Valley leads by 2. Wiseman back out to Griffiths. Madison drives just inside the free throw line. Wiseman left open. She'll fire away from 3. Misses, but gets her own rebound at the free throw line. Left open long enough to shoot again. Can't get it. Woolsey wraps up Sage Cox for a jump ball. It's fun to see, just how hotly Cox and Griffiths or Woolsey were fighting for that loose ball. Well, Cox ends up on the floor, and immediately Griffiths goes over and says, "Hey, you good?" Tries to help her up off the go. Good sportsmanship there. Spencer on the right wing, skips long across to Wood. Long 2, left corner, nope. Woolsey the rebound, and she's hit as she heads up court. Savannah Wood picks up her second. That's a 7th team foul, and Woolsey, I believe, will head to the free throw line. That's a 7th team foul on the Valley Buffaloes. Milford with just 2 team fouls. All those forced turnovers for Valley. They've forced 13 Milford turnovers. Oh, that's a 6th team foul. My mistake. I thought. But all those turnovers have come at a price. Valley with a lot of fouls. 4.5, almost 5 minutes left in this 4th quarter. Entry pass to Williams. Back out. Woolsey fakes the 3. To her left. Pulls up from the baseline. And Eliza Woolsey has 12 points and ties it up at 28. Big bucket there from Eliza Woolsey, the junior, having a great game today. Already at double her regular scoring output from the regular season. And a steal by Woolsey. Steps in front to take it away from Spencer. Rose looking to pass it into the middle. Ball on the floor, jump ball. That jump ball is brought to you by White Mountain Trading Post and Shell. The White Mountain Trading Post and Shell Station wants to wish the Valley Buffalo success. They've got the area's best selection of Native American jewelry and t-shirts. White Mountain Trading Post and Shell. We'll take a quick timeout. 4:17 left to go. Knotted up at 28 on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
If you had a toothache, would you see a foot doctor? Or would you go to the dermatologist to have a baby? Of course not. When your vehicle needs service, take it to the best qualified mechanics. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, our technicians are GM certified service experts. They're trained to know every inch of your vehicle. Don't trust your vehicle to just anyone. Have all your service done at Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com. We've got highlights being posted to we are posting, I should say, highlights to Facebook, Utah High School Sportscast Facebook page. If you're not already friends with Utah High School Sportscast, find them on Facebook. Find us and like the page to check out the hundreds of highlights we're posting every day from each game, from each day of this tournament. You can share them with your friends. Make sure Grandpa and Grandma see those highlights. Utah High School Sportscast. Find us on Facebook. 28-28, Milford and Valley. I keep referencing Valley's win over Milford in the regular season back on December 27th. Valley dominated. There's no way around that. Valley won by 24 points. Milford, a much different game today for the Consolation Championship, and Kinsey Williams earns a trip back to the free throw line. A 4th personal foul on Savannah Wood. Williams 0 for 4 from the line so far today. Let's see if she can turn that around. Williams, 1-and-1, misses the front end. Valley with the rebound. We remain tied at 28. Free throws in the game are brought to you by Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. Find your fun in Logan. Visit explorelogan.com. Nice drop step, but Paige Harris can't quite finish, but she's fouled. So the Buffaloes will go to the line. Eliza Woolsey with just her 2nd personal foul. As hard as she has played today, that's incredible. Harris, swish. Big free throw there by Paige Harris coming down the stretch. Free throws may decide the ball game. Valley 1 of 3 in the quarter from the line. Milford 0 for 1 so far in this quarter. 6 of 13 in the game for Milford. Harris can't get the second to go, but Valley leads by 1, 29-28. Drive on the left side, Griffiths with the finish. 30-29. Madison Griffiths, 7 points in the game, 5 of those here in the 4th quarter. Esther Cox with Valley down by 1. Stay tuned. Our next game will be the boys' consolation championship, Paiute versus Milford. Milford fans will probably just stay in their seats. Watch their boys try to win the consolation championship. They lost in that same game a year ago against the Rich Rebels. Esther Cox, nice jab step drive, misses short, and she was fouled. Esther Cox, good news for the Valley Buffaloes, bad news for the rest of the state. She's just a sophomore. Goes to the line. She missed her last two after, actually missed her last 3 free throw attempts after hitting her first 2. But here in the fourth quarter, the sophomore ties it up with her first free throw. These free throws are brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. For real estate at beautiful Bear Lake, work with the best. Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. BearLakeRealty.com. Cox can't get the second. A lane violation or a foul after the shot. Madison Griffiths, too strong on the box out, will give Valley the basketball under their basket. We're tied at 30. Gotcha. Our resident official. We're like Fox Sports or somebody. We've got an official in the booth with us. Barnson got in there too quickly on the box out. She can't come in until the ball hits the rim to box out the shooter. She got in there too quickly. Pass into the middle, deflected. Milford comes up with the steal. They push the tempo to Rose. Woolsey, another 3 is short. She gets her own rebound. Follow your shot, kids. But throws it across the lane and throws it away. Milford, 14 turnovers in the second half alone. Valley's got 10 in the second half. This defense has been ratcheted up by both teams in these final 2 periods of the season for both squads. Woolsey, or Griffiths rather, tipped it, and Whitney Spencer touched it last. 3 turnovers in the quarter for the Valley Buffaloes. Just over 2 minutes left to go in the 2019 season for Milford and Valley. Who will finish with a W? Woolsey misses over the top. Williams tipped the rebound out of bounds, going for it. Woolsey has 12. Madison Griffiths has 7. These are your leading scorers for the Milford Tigers. Timeout on the court. We'll be right back. Utah 1A basketball is on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit BearLakeRealty.com.
We're tied at 30 with 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Milford and Valley. Milford is Region 21's number 1. 17 wins this season, a 10-0 in their region. Valley Buffaloes went 3rd in Region 20, 14 wins, including a couple here at the state tournament. Wins over Tinnick and Monticello after an opening round loss to Monument Valley, put them into consolation. Valley with the basketball, and Esther Cox inadvertently tripped up by Madison Griffiths. And Griffiths heads for the bench with her 5th. Madison Griffiths, 5 points in the 4th quarter, 7 in the ball game, fouls out with 2:01 to go. Annalise Wiseman checks into the game. She's averaged 2 points per game during the regular season. Spalding had checked in for a moment, but he's right back out. 1:58 left to go. We're tied at 30. Bunch of Milford fans to my left here up on the track. I think too nervous to sit. They're standing and pacing. Whitney Spencer drives. Baseline jumper is in. Clutch bucket by Spencer. Milford, a long pass ahead. 15 turnovers in the second half for the Milford Tigers. Spencer. Milford trails by 2. Minute and a half to go. Valley with the basketball. Whitney to her left wing. Pick and roll and then back outside. Coach Bailey calls to her team, we got to come out and defend. Get out and defend. Barnson wraps up. Sage Cox a jump ball. Coach Dustin Cox furious. Possession arrow keeps it with Valley. But that's a big jump ball. Any other jump balls would give it to Milford. They're going to have to come out and defend. They have 16 fouls, so no fouls to give. Whitney Spencer wrapped up again. Jump ball. Kinsey Williams forces the jump, and Valley turns it over for a 4th time in the quarter. Valley getting caught in consecutive, about a 5-second span on jump balls. Coach Dustin Cox wants to talk to his team. Valley leads by 2 with 1:08 left to go on this Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fun. The race starts at Bryce Canyon City, runs through Bryce Canyon National Park, and finishes in Cannonville. Early registration is open now. Race runs the 2nd Saturday in July.
(32-30). Milford has kept this one close from start to finish. They've led a number of times. They went on an 8-0 run to end the second and led by 2 at half. Valley has battled back. They went on a 7-0 run to start the second and had a 16-10 lead midway through quarter number 2. In the 3rd and 4th quarters, neither team has led by more than 2 points. A dozen or more lead changes. J.C. Rose and Milford with the basketball. Barnson with it. Presley with 4 points in the game. That's well below her season average of 8.5. Spalding, 5 points, make it 3 points in the game, all in the second quarter. Valley out high in a man-to-man defense. Lob in for Williams. Kinsey dribbles right, pulls up, and she hit it! Kinsey Williams with her first field goal of the game, and it could not come at a better time for the Milford Tigers, who've tied it up with 36 seconds to go on a Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
We take your fun very seriously. That's why we put so much emphasis on training and experience with our mechanics at Cash Honda Yamaha. Whether you're getting it ready for an upcoming season, putting it away for the winter, having routine maintenance, or have a mechanical problem, we want to make sure that when you're ready to have fun with it, it's ready for you. Don't trust your fun to just anyone. Make sure you bring all your service work to Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley.
If you've been watching this game and not looking at the 5th and 7th place game, Wayne just won 64-63 on a last-second buzzer-beating three-pointer off the glass. And the Wayne Badgers beat Monument Valley for 5th and 7th place. Those teams face each other at least twice already this season in region play. And the Wayne Badgers, Coach Jan Ellett, 64-63, the win over Monument Valley. Let's get back here. This is a tight one. 30 seconds left to go. We're tied at 32. Valley for Paige Harris. Fires across the lane just as Ashlyn Spencer cut in. The pass goes out. And Valley turns it over for a 5th time in the quarter. And a 13th time in the second half. We've had a ton of turnovers here in the 4th quarter as team defense has been incredible. Barnson and Milford can play for the final shot. Up ahead to Spalding. Back to Barnson. Another giveaway for Milford. Valley pushing. Whitney Spencer has it poked away from behind by J.C. Rose. Milford fans thought it was deflected after Rose poked it away. We're tied at 32. Valley with 7.8 seconds, and they'll inbound from their own baseline. Timeout on the court. Milford Tigers will take 1-2 and be right back for the final 7.8 seconds of regulation on this Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A Basketball on live.ksl.com.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. I perform total hip, total knee, and total shoulder replacement. The huge majority of patients of mine that have undergone total joint replacement have been dealing with pain and disability for many years. After joint replacement and recovery, patients are back to doing the activities that they want to do.
This final inbound play of regulation, or what will likely be the final inbound regulation play, is brought to you by Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. Find your fun in Logan. Visit explorelogan.com. If you're up there in the winter, there's so much to do up in the mountains. Ski the Beeve, snowmobiling up in the Cache Valley Mountains, or go in the summer. There's so much, and the weather's a bit cooler up there during the summer. explorelogan.com, Cache Valley Visitors Bureau. A tie ball game, 7.8 seconds to go. Valley has it. Any made basket wins it. Milford hoping for overtime. Coach Dustin Cox takes one more timeout. Set up the play, see what Milford does, and then call the timeout and maybe adjust what you've planned. A full timeout. We'll take a quick timeout as well and be back on Utah 1A Basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Frosty's Cleaning and Sales wants to wish Region 20 success. Frosty's has the most up-to-date equipment and utilizes an enzyme extraction combined with hot water for both carpets and tile. Frosty's also offers custom welding and fabrication. Call Shane or Judy today.
Brainley Nelson with a buzzer beater for Wayne to beat Monument Valley. The Valley Buffaloes looking for something similar. Tied at 32 with 7 seconds to go. 7.8 to be exact. Esther Cox into Ashlyn Spencer. She misses. Milford with it. Barton up ahead. Rose is open. 2-1. Rose at the buzzer. No! Just long. And we're going to overtime. 32-32. We'll be right back with the extra period when we return on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
Everybody's got a love story. It won't take long. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power outage on a Saturday night. We were lost in the night, baby, losing our minds. Some kind of love, some kind of feeling.
Restoring power when you need it the most. One more reason to love Garcane.
Buffering sucks. Stop watching your favorite internet shows 30 seconds at a time. Get super fast 1 GB speed now. South Central Communications is invested in you and building for the future. Get there faster with the best internet experience at a price no one can beat. Upgrade to 1 gig internet and enjoy smooth streaming on every device in your home. Enhance your internet experience today. South Central Communications is delivering the most advanced fiber internet to every home and business.
Well, consolation championship. Both teams understand what's at stake. They want to finish the season on a win. And we're tied at 32 going to overtime between Milford and Valley. Milford up ahead. Barnson has it poked away, but gets it back. Misses. Woolsey can't get that to go. Up ahead, Harris to Sage Cox, and she finishes. Valley takes a lead in overtime. 34-32. Rose on the right wing. Griffiths fouled out. Madison Griffiths did with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter for Milford. The Tigers with 24 turnovers in the ball game, including that one there. Sage Cox drives. Looked like good defense by Wiseman. She was straight up, maybe just jumped into Sage Cox. Got her with the body. Wiseman picks up her second, and Sage Cox goes to the line to shoot 2. Cox gets the first, and it's a 3-point lead. Biggest lead of the half for either team. These free throws are brought to you by Garcane Energy. Wishing all the team success, keeping the power on when you need it most. Garcane Energy is a Touchstone Energy cooperative. Cox hits both free throws. Valley was 8 of 17 from the free throw line in regulation. The Buffaloes are 2 for 2 so far here in the overtime. And Milford, that turnovers killing the Tigers in this ball game. That's number 2 already of overtime. 36-32, Valley out to a 4-point lead to start this extra period. 1 minute in. Esther Cox drives, kicks it back outside. Spencer around to Sage Cox. And then Heaton backs it out. Woolsey comes out. Bodies up, and Heaton dishes off to Spencer. Coach Mallory Bailey on the bench saying, girls, we got to get out and defend. We got to take the ball away. Barneson pressuring Sage Cox. Woolsey almost gets a takeaway. Milford fans wanted to travel there. Big screen by Heaton, or by Harris rather. Ball on the floor, diving for it. Sage Cox hit from behind. J.C. Rose just picked up her second. 2:16 left to go. Valley playing keep away, and Milford not making it easy. 18 fouls on the Milford Tigers. At the line, Sage Cox. She's 2 for 2 in the overtime period already at the free throw line. Has 4 points. And she gets this one to go. That was a 1-and-1. And she hits the front end. Orderville Town is proud to support the Valley Buffaloes. Town of Orderville and elected officials invite you to visit. It's a great place to live, Orderville. Sage Cox, 4 for 4 from the line in overtime. She has all 6 of the points scored total. Valley just about got another takeaway, but Milford dodges a bullet. 38-32, Milford down by 6 with the ball, needing some buckets. Spalding tries to penetrate, kicks it out to Rose, back to Spalding. Barneson calling for it. Spalding drives, dishes off. Kinsey Williams with the 2. She's got 4 in the game, and Milford within 4. Esther Cox drives right. Rose on her. Barneson comes in, hits Cox, took the ball away, but too much contact by Barneson. Hit Cox with the body, and that's what the official indicates. Got her with the body. So Esther Cox goes to the line. She'll try to be the first Valley player other than Sage Cox to score in overtime. It's a 9th team foul, so Cox will get 1-and-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She's 4 of 7 in the game from the line. 5 of 8. Esther Cox. Valley 5 of 5 from the free throw line in overtime. That's a big number. Down the stretch. Turnovers and free throws. The sophomore hits them both. Esther Cox. Valley back up by 6. Spalding has teammates wide open but couldn't get the ball to him. She maintains possession though. Woolsey, right baseline jumper, nope. Spalding the offensive rebound, and her arm is hit as she tries to shoot. So that stops the clock at 1:30. Over in the Sevier Valley Center, Valley and Monticello just about to get underway on the boys bracket for 5th and 7th. Wayne beat Monument Valley in a buzzer beater three-point shot off the glass by Brindley Nilsson. Wayne beats Monument Valley 64-63 for 5th place in the girls. Kinley Spalding hits the first. It was a 1-and-1, or no. Spalding to shoot a second. Tried to bring Milford within 4. And Kinley does it. The swish. Spalding, just a sophomore, has 5 in the game. Milford trying to press. Up ahead to Heaton. Barnson wraps her up. No, got a foul. Milford fans wanted a jump. Just looking at the angle and the attack angle by Presley Barnson, that would have been an incredible feat to force the jump ball without the foul. So Ashlyn Spencer will go to the line here in overtime. Spencer hasn't scored today. She's averaged 4 points per game this season. We'll see what she can do here in the double bonus, so she'll shoot 2. The free throws are brought to you by ExploreLogan.com. The Cache Valley Visitors Bureau invites you to visit ExploreLogan.com and find your fun in Logan. Spencer misses. Wide left, or wide right rather. Ashlyn will shoot a second. This would put Valley up by 5. And she gets it. Good shot by Spencer. 1 point in the ball game, but that's a big one. 5-point lead for Valley. Spalding pushing the tempo to Rose on the left wing. Back outside. Barnson thinks about a long 3. Spalding attacks, bounces to Rose. JC. Woolsey at the free throw line, dribbles once, misses, but she's fouled. Woolsey, who has 12 points in the game, but just 4 points in the second half and overtime combined, heads to the free throw line. Will you put that back in the binder for me? (41-36). Woolsey at the line. And she hits that first one. A big free throw there for Eliza Woolsey. She can make it a 1-possession game with this next free throw coming up. Knock on wood, Milford fans. Woolsey 3 for 3 from the line in the game. Eliza has 13. Can she make it 14? Not quite. Spencer saves the rebound. It's on the floor. Rose and Cox get tied up. They both end up on the floor. Some Milford fans asking for a travel, but it's a foul on JC Rose. Good. So JC Rose picks up her 3rd. And Sage Cox goes back to the line where she's 4 for 4 in overtime on free throws. Misses the first. My cameraman says it's the broadcaster's curse. I wish I had that much power. I can't get my kids to brush their teeth when I say brush. I don't think I'm getting free throws to miss when I say. Cox hits the second. It's a 5-point game. Spalding dribbles left, weaves through traffic. Ball poked away from the side. Barnson had it back for a second and a jump ball. Possession arrow Valley with 50.2 seconds left to go. And Milford killing themselves with turnovers. 26th in the game. That's 5, 10, 15, 19 in the second half. Into Esther Cox. Penetrates, kicks it out right corner. He to Spencer, and then up top, Sage Cox being chased. Milford tries to take it away, and they foul her with 38 seconds to go. Valley, 5 points ahead and 38 seconds away from a consolation championship at state. Sage Cox hits the first. Boy, the Valley Buffaloes were 8 of 17 from the free throw line in regulation. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So far in overtime, 9 of 11 from the stripe. Presley Barnson, the guilty party on that foul, her 4th personal. Score clock had put, the scoreboard operator had put the foul on number 11. Milford fans, we don't have a number 11. Some confusion here. A little bit of a delay. And now they reset and say the foul was on Kinsey Williams for her 4th personal, or her 5th rather, and she fouls out. So Williams with 38 seconds left, and that infuriates the Milford fans even further. Milford has cleared the lane as they try to figure out what's going on, who's in the game amid the confusion. The senior Eileen Vega checks in, her first appearance of the game. She's averaged 1 point, 1 rebound in the regular season. 38 seconds to go. Milford trails by 7. Cox hit the first of 2 free throws and has a second attempt coming up here in a moment. Swish, Sage Cox, what an overtime for Sage. 44-37. Spalding against full court pressure. Valley, more than anything, just trying to slow Milford down. Barnson dribbles to the free throw line, bounces into the middle, and it's taken away. Off to the races, Esther Cox to the hole, and she finishes. Overtime, huge for the Valley Buffaloes. Sage and Esther Cox getting it done. Barnson for 3 from deep, short, rebound. Paige Harris. Valley throws it away with 1.5 seconds to go and leading by 10. I've got Milford with 37 points, but that's going to be a moot point. Barnson shoots the 3 at the buzzer, and Valley wins 46-36. Valley Buffaloes win the consolation championship. We'll take a quick break and be back with your Ruby's In halftime or post-game report right after this on a Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com.
When you're in need of meat processing, think of the Glendale Country Store. Kyle and Rachel Spencer, from beef to wild game, they do it all. Summer sausage and their famous barbecue jerky. Wishing the Buffaloes success.
It's fun helping each customer find the best vehicle for their needs. I'm Tracy Lawley, and I've worked with my brother Kirk for 23 years. Back in 1969, my grandfather Donnell Jensen sold a customer this 1969 Dodge Charger. Years later, I had the opportunity to sell that same customer a new Dodge truck. And we continue to have the opportunity to serve his children and grandchildren. If you're buying a car from someone who isn't having fun, you should definitely come see me before you sign on the dotted line.
If you want your truck to really catch the eye, have the professionals at Plains Tire in Evanston install a custom lift kit with new tires and wheels. We've got a huge selection to choose from, so no matter what your style is, we've got the tires and wheels to make you smile. The way your truck looks reflects on you. Get the reflection you want with a lift kit, new tires, and wheels from Plains Tire in Evanston, the Tire Professionals. 157 Bear River Drive. Stop in today.
As one of the region's most visited websites, MyLocalRadio.com is here to serve you. Catch up on local and regional news and information. Buy, sell, or trade your good used items on the radio classifieds. Stream your favorite music all day, every day, or catch our live coverage of your high school teams in action, all on MyLocalRadio.com. Like us on Facebook so you never miss a giveaway, and visit MyLocalRadio.com today to stream it all live.
The Orderville Town Council wishes the Valley Buffaloes the best of luck. Come and enjoy hiking, ATVing, horseback riding, camping, and hunting. Orderville, home of the Valley Buffaloes and the heart of Kane County.
Back on Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com for the Ruby's In postgame report. Ruby's In has been hosting visitors to beautiful Bryce Canyon in southern Utah for more than 100 years. Make your visit anytime. Check in today, check them out, and make your reservation at rubiesinn.com. A tight game for the Consolation Championship in the girls' side. It's number 1 Milford versus, Region 20's number 1 Milford versus Region 20's number 3 Valley. Valley had beat Milford by 24 back on December 27th, but this one would be a completely different contest. Back and forth in the first quarter. In the second quarter, after Valley had a 1-point lead, they went on a 7-0 run to lead 16-10. Then Milford answered with an 8-0 run and led by 2 at the half. Third quarter and fourth quarter, we saw a ton of turnovers. Milford with 16 third and fourth quarter turnovers. Valley with 13 turnovers in those 2 periods. We went back and forth. Neither team had a lead of more than 2 points in the second half, and we went into overtime, tied at 32. Through the first 4 quarters, Valley was 8 of 17 from the free throw line. That's below 50%. In overtime, the Buffaloes 10 of 12. Sage Cox had 9 points of her 13 points. 9 of those came in overtime. And Valley, after scoring 9-7, 7 and 9 in the first 4 quarters, put up 14 in the 4 minutes of overtime and pulled away for a 10-point victory, 46-36. What a battle by the Milford Tigers. They were led by Eliza Woolsey's 13 and Madison Griffith's 7 before she fouled out late in the fourth. Valley Buffaloes got 18 from Esther Cox, 13 out of Sage Cox, and Valley wins by 10. In the Constellation Championship, Valley finishes 6th and Milford finishes 8th. 46-36 the final in overtime. Run through some quick other scores on the Rubies in post-game report. Esther Cox 18, Sage Cox 13, 6 apiece from Whitney Spencer and Paige Harris, 2 from Gentry Saul, and Ashlyn Spencer had 1 free throw in overtime. As for the Milford Tigers, again, Woolsey with 13, Griffiths with 7, 3 from Akeda Livingston. That was a big 3 in the second quarter. Kinley Spalding finished with 5, 4 apiece from Kinsey Williams and Presley Barnson, and J.C. Rose with 1. Milford finishes 9 of 17 from the line. Valley 18 of 29 from the free throw line, but more importantly for Valley, 10 of 12 in that overtime period from the charity stripe. Sage Cox had 9 of her 13 in the fourth quarter, or in the overtime, and she shot 7 of 8 from the free throw line in that extra period. Valley, congratulations to the Buffaloes and to the Milford Tigers. Valley wins 46-36. That'll do it for this game. The next game coming up right away is Paiute versus Milford in the boys Consolation Championship game. Val Cook will take the mic for that one. When we come back right after a short break to hear from some of our sponsors, this is Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and mylocalradio.com.
Shopping for a new or used car? State Bank of Southern Shopping for a new or used car? State Bank of Southern Utah can finance your purchase with great rates. Come visit our branch or apply online at sbsu.com. You finally found your dream car. Get your dream loan at State Bank. Member FDIC.
The people.
Sometimes when you're shopping for a vehicle, you're not sure what you want, so you drop by and look at all the options. Other times you know exactly what you want. At Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet, you can call us or schedule a test drive online. We'll have it ready when you get here. We're here to help you get exactly what you want on your schedule. So whether you want to browse or pre-schedule a test drive, Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet is here for you. 624 Front Street, Evanston. We're a different kind of dealer.
If you've dreamed of owning your own beachfront property at beautiful Bear Lake, but think you can't afford it, think again, because you can. It's an investment you can rent that pays for itself, and you can enjoy it too. Realtor Gary McKee and the team at Bear Lake Realty can help make your dream come true. Visit with Gary today, because you'll never know unless you ask. Bear Lake Realty in Garden City. Visit bearlakerealty.com.
At beautiful Bear Lake, skiing, snowmobiling, sailing, and swimming are just some of the fun activities offered to recreationists. The Greater Bear Lake Valley offers prime hunting and fishing areas, whether it's trout fishing in the streams or ice fishing for Cisco on the lake, hunting deer or seeking elk along the high mountain ridges. The scenic corner of Utah and Idaho offers outdoor recreation and historical interests away from crowds and high prices. Visit bearlake.org for more information.
You're watching a Utah State School Sportscast production of 1A State Basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com. Good morning. Is it still morning? It is. The days have all been running together. They're pretty long here at playoff action, but it's been a lot of fun. And on Championship Saturday, the first two games that have gone on have definitely lived up to the billing of championship-style games, as a couple of big wins. We want to welcome you to the South Central Communications Gig Fest, a pregame show, your local 1 gig internet provider. Let's look at some of the player statistics for the upcoming game against the Milford Tigers and the Paiute Thunderbirds. First, we'll start off with the Milford Tigers and look at some of the stats as they were accumulated during regular season. You see their leading scorer, Zach Sherwood, with a 13-point per game average. It was Kyle Wunderlich having a 10-point per game average. Kobe Gillies averages 9 points a game for the Tigers. Alec Williams, 7 points a game for the Tigers. And Kaiden Peters offering up 6 points per game for the Tigers. Their regular season wins at 10 and 10 losses. They come out of Region 21 as the number 2 ranked team. For the Paiute Thunderbirds, it's Kelby Jessen, their leading scorer, just under 12 points per game. Wesley Jensen averaging almost 10 points a game. Quade Gleave averaging just over 9 points a game. It's Shandon Bagley averaging almost 9 points a game. Tanner Dalton averaging 7 points a game. Weston Sylvester at almost 3 points a game. And Jaden Westwood at just over 2 points a game. Those are the leading scorers. The names you need to listen for tonight or this morning and the early afternoon is Jessen, Jensen, Gleave, Bagley, Dalton, Sylvester, and Westwood. The Thunderbirds have 9 wins and 10 losses on their regular season. They come out of Region 20 as the number 4 seed, and here they are in the Consolation Championship game here in the Richfield Gymnasium, the Richfield High School Gymnasium. So let's get underway as they start to introduce the T-Birds starting lineup first. Watch for Tanner Dalton. Number 3 is Quade Gleave. Number 33 is Kelby Jessen. Number 23 is Shannon Bagley. And number 2 is Wesley Jensen. Head coach for the T-Birds is Eric Jessen. And now for the Milford Tigers starting lineup. Number 42 is Colby Giles. Colby Giles. Number 25 is Zachary Sherwood. Number 22, Alec Williams. Number 2, Brett Beebe. Number 2. And number 24 is Kaiden Peters. So it is Beebe, Williams, Peters, Sherwood, and Gillies for the Milford Tigers. And it's Jensen, Gleave, Dalton, Bagley, and Jessen for the Paiute T-Birds as we get ready to get the opening tip-off underway here in this Consolation Championship game from the 1A State Tournament for the state of Utah. You're watching on KSL and on mylocalradio.com.
Tip goes to the Tigers. And the first attempt, no good. Rebound comes down to the to Gleave for the T-Birds. T-Birds in blue, white numbers. Little jumper, no good. Rebound comes down to Gillies for the Tigers. It'll go the other way. White with red numbers for the Milford Tigers. They're on the offense now. Blue with white numbers for the T-Birds. Little short 15-footer, no good. Rebound comes down to Jessen. Takes it down, gets it ahead to Gleave. Kicks it back out to Jensen. That was a three-point attempt, no good. In and out. Rebound comes down to Peters. He hands it to, he takes it across the timeline himself. They're slowing down now to set up a little bit of offense. Got the early start jitters out. And they're going to call a travel underneath the basket. Kobe Gillies trying to get from one side of the basket to another, and in the process travels. Regular season scoring stats, Paiute is number 16, while Milford was ranked number 18 in offensive totals. But in defense, Milford was ranked number 6, while Paiute was ranked number 10. So a pretty evenly matched up game here, if you're judging from the stats. Couple attempts, no good. One of them draws a foul. Let's see, number 42, I think is what he said. Yes. That's Gillies drawing his first foul and sending Gleave to the line. And he makes the first end of the one-on-one. Actually, this is a two-shot foul. He was in the act of shooting. So the first point up on the board goes to the T-Birds. Misses the second one. Rebound goes to Milford. Williams across the timeline gets it back to Peters. Back down to Williams on the side. Inside to Beebe, but he is cornered by two of the T-Birds, and they knock it out of bounds. They're going to give it back to the Tigers under their own basket. Inbounds to number 25, Sherwood, a little spin move. He's hacked on the arm. Number 21 is Tanner Dalton, picking up his first foul. It's the first team foul for the T-Birds. And the first one for Zachary, no good. These foul shots being brought to you by Blood's Custom Meat. Travis Blood can take care of all of your meat processing needs, from custom beef to wild game. Give Travis a call at Blood's Custom Meat. Missed the second one. Now the T-Birds on the attack. Down low, back out to the corner. The shot attempt by Wunderlich. Kyler Wunderlich with a three-pointer. It's 4-0 on the scoreboard in favor of the T-Birds early in the first quarter. Thought about the three, nope. Now they go clear across court, back to the top of the key, down to the right side, onto the baseline, and the pass is going to draw a foul. They say 2-5. Yes, Sherwood. It's the second team foul on the Tigers. T-Birds get it in the pass, almost thrown away. This is a three-point attempt, and it is good for Jessen. Kelby Jessen for three. And it's 7-0 on the scoreboard. Milford's going to call a timeout. It is going to be a 30-second timeout. You're watching Utah High School Sports sportscast production of 1A State basketball on KSL.
Blood's Custom Meat is the answer when the question is, where should you go for your meat process? From beef to wild game, Lane Blood and his crew can take care of any of your custom meat needs.
Bryce Canyon Half Marathon, 13.1 miles of fun. The race starts at Bryce Canyon City, runs through Bryce Canyon National Park, and finishes in Cannonville. Early registration is open now. Race runs the second Saturday in July.
I misquoted on that first three-pointer that went in. I gave it to Wunderlich for the Tigers. He wasn't even on the court. It was 23 Shandon Bagley making that for the T-Birds. So it's 7-0 on the scoreboard. Bagley and Jessen with three-pointers and a foul shot for Gleave. Knocked out of bounds. White ball. Drives into the middle, a little floater falls in. That is Kaiden Peters putting on the first 2 points for the Tigers. Now the T-Birds. Knocked away, gets it back. Now out to the top, over to the corner. And just whipping the ball around. This is to the right corner, all the way back to the left corner, and a three-point attempt goes up and drops for number 3, Quade Gleave. You're watching the consolation championship game of the boys bracket of the State 1A basketball tournament, sponsored in part by Ruby's Inn. Visit them at ruby'sinn.com. (10-2) on the scoreboard in favor of the T-Birds. And Jensen takes it away, driving to the other end, puts in the layup, and 2 more points, making it 12-2 in favor of the T-Birds. Here in the first quarter, 3 minutes left. Milford trying to drag in, another steal for Wesley Jensen. Another coast to coast and another 2 points for Jensen off of the steal. Trying to drive in is Sherwood. He is going to get, guess they're just going to call the ball knocked away out of bounds. The Tigers will retain possession. Williams up with one, no good. Rebound comes down to Fisher. Garrett Fisher across the timeline. Excuse me, this is Quade Gleave. Once again, looking at the wrong stat sheet. Paiutes on the attack. Three-pointer from the right wing, no good. Attempt by Wesley Jensen. And that goes out of bounds. I'd say they're just going off of one of the Tigers. They're giving it back to Paiute. So they reset their offense. Into the paint, Tanner. Fouled. 22, that'll be Alec Williams' first foul. The third team foul for the Tigers. And it was on the ground, so it's going to be an inbounds pass. Inbounds right under the basket. Jensen takes the inbounds pass, does the layup, misses, but gets a foul. Again, it's going to be on Williams, his second, the fourth team foul for the Tigers. Sending Jensen to the line to shoot 2. First one is good. These foul shots being brought to you by Butch Cassidy's Hideout. For good home-cooked meal and clean, comfortable room. Make Butch Cassidy's Hideout your home away from home. Butch Cassidy's Hideout. And another shot up and down for Jensen. Tiger ball. Just under 2 minutes left in the first quarter. Stolen away by Jensen again. Got in the passing lane. Takes it down, gives it to Gleave, back to Jensen, and 2 points for the T-Birds. And a timeout being called. Timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
The Butch Cassidy Hideout is located minutes from the newly restored Butch Cassidy Boyhood Home. We are your ideal stop on the Paiute ATV Trail. Relax in our clean, comfortable rooms and enjoy a savory breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Escape to Butch Cassidy's Hideout.
In today's world, with so many places to shop and so many options to choose from, sometimes you have to boil it down to one simple question: where do I get treated the best? At Cash Honda Yamaha in Logan, we work hard to make sure every customer knows how much we appreciate them. We love what we do, and we believe in the products we sell. Our goal is to build a lasting friendship with every customer so we can serve you and your family for generations. Visit us today, Cash Honda Yamaha, 3765 US 91, Hyde Park, Utah.
And we are back to action. A timeout being taken late in the first quarter, minute 43 left. And it's been all T-Birds. Jensen with 3 steals, all of them converted into points. And on the scoreboard, it's 18-2. This presentation of 1A basketball action brought to you in part by State Bank of Southern Utah. For all of your banking needs, visit them at sbsu.com. That's State Bank of Southern Utah, sbsu.com. Tigers with the ball, setting up an offense. I'm sure the coach put together a play, almost stolen away, as Dalton gets into the passing lane for the T-Birds, but it goes out of bounds. Tigers will retain possession. Setting up their offense. Down low, spin move. No good. Rebound comes down to Dalton. And the T-Birds on the attack. Tried a full court pass ahead. No good. Quade Gleave couldn't get his hands on it. It was knocked out of bounds by the Tigers. That's a good broken play for the Tigers. That would have resulted probably in another layup and 2 more points for the T-Birds. So knocking it out of bounds, a wise move by Milford. Out to the top. This is Weston Sylvester now, and the shot taken by Dalton, no good. Rebound comes out to Caden Peters, who takes it across the timeline. Trying to drive into the paint. Stopped by a double team on the T-Birds. Kick it back out, whip it around. Peters again looking to get inside, nothing doing. And stolen away, the 4th steal by Jensen, and the 4th basket off of steals from Jensen for the T-Birds. The lead is 18. 20-2, another steal, but it is taken back. And a foul going to be called on the T-Birds. That was Jessen. He stole it, got into the passing lane, couldn't control it. It was taken back by Milford, and Jessen ran up to the guy that got it for Milford and just ran over him. So that's going to be Jessen's first foul, 2nd team foul for the T-Birds. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Coming to the end of the quarter. 3-pointer up and bounces out. So at the end of the first quarter, it is 20-2 in favor of the Paiute T-Birds in this consolation championship game. You're watching a Utah High School sportscast production of 1A state basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com.
Circleville Town would like to welcome you to Butch Cassidy's hometown and to the heart of Paiute ATV country. With hundreds of miles of amazing scenery, come stay a while. Circleville Town wants to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason tournaments.
My name is Dr. Micah Pullins. I'm an orthopedic surgeon at Evanston Regional Hospital. Orthopedic surgery is the practice of medicine centered around bones and joints. It's all about movement and activity and getting that to be less painful. Watching a patient with a specific problem, whether that's pain or decreased range of motion, and being able to treat them, by far the best part of my job.
And we're back, getting ready to start the second quarter here in the Ridgefield High School, the consolation championship game in the boys bracket of 1A state championships for the state of Utah. Brought to you in part by Garfield Memorial Hospital. Garfield Memorial Hospital, the recipient of the Women's Choice Award last year, 2018. They're serving Paiute County area, and they wish all of the teams in the tournament good luck. Garfield Memorial Hospital. Paiute with first possession, and driving to the basket. It is Sylvester drawing the foul. The foul is going to go against Williams. That is his third foul and the fifth team foul on Milford. This was a foul not in the act of shooting, so it'll go out of bounds. It'll be Paiute ball underneath their own basket. Ball goes way out to number 15, Westwood, Jaden Westwood. Top of the key three-point attempt, no good by Sylvester. Rebound comes down to Sherwood for the Tigers, and Brett Beebe brings it across the timeline. Sylvan down low to Gillies. Gillies goes up for the basket and is hammered on the arm. They're going to call it on number 15, Jaden Westwood. Picks up the third team foul for the T-Birds. Gillies' first attempt, no good. Quality Inn of Richfield, proud to present 1A basketball. When you come down to the tournament or visit Richfield for any reason, make Quality Inn your home away from home. The Quality Inn of Richfield. Gillies' first, no good. His second rims in. And it's 20-3 on the scoreboard with 7:09 left in second quarter. Paiute sets up their offense. Driving in is Sylvester. His shot no good, taken away by Sherwood, who drives across the timeline, kicks it back out to Peters, across court to Beebe. They stop and reset their offense. Gillies thinking about a shot. And the foul is going to be called on the T-Birds. Number 23 is Bagley. Shandon Bagley gives the T-Birds their fourth team foul. Milford inbounds it down low, turn around and banks it in. Zachary Sherwood. 2 points. It's 20-5 in favor of the T-Birds. A three-point attempt on the way, in and out. Rebound comes down to Dalton. Dalton puts it up, no good, and it is Milford ball on the rebound. Driving into the paint is Sullivan. Heston Sullivan puts the shot up, no good. He is blocked though, and Shandon Bagley picks up his second foul, the 15th foul for the T-Birds. Sullivan on the line. First one is good. You're watching a Garcane Energy presentation of 1A State Championship basketball. Garcane Energy, a touch-tone energy cooperative. And the second one is good. So it brings the score up to 7. This quarter started out with a score of 20-2, and the only 5 points so far scored have been for Milford, as now it is 20-7. A little give and go. Jessen dropped it down to Dalton. Dalton gave it right back. He drives to the basket and drops in for 2 and pulls a foul off of Beebe. That is the 6th foul for Milford, team foul. And Gleave is going to try and make it 3. He does. First 3 points for the T-Birds in the second quarter. Brings their score back up 23-7. 5:33 left in the second quarter. Three-pointer on the way. Skips off the rim, comes down and hits Dalton. He can't control it. It goes out of bounds. It'll be Milford ball. Out top of the key, a three-point attempt. No, toe was on the line. He didn't make it anyway. Rebound comes down to Milford. And on the pass, just stolen away by Jensen. He gets it to Cleve. Stolen back by Gillies. 2-point attempt up by Sullivan, misses. The rebound comes back to Glebe. Across the timeline, down low to Dalton. Some nice passing inside the paint. And Dalton ends up with it, putting in 2 points for the T-Birds. Long shot by Kobe Gillis. Does not fall to Paiutes. Paiute takes it across the timeline only to travel and turn it back over to Milford. Coming up at halftime, we'll have the Southern Utah University halftime report. In the meantime, that's a little over about 4.5 minutes of game time away. Stolen away again by Jensen. That is his 6th steal on the game, and again, driving it in for 2 points. Wesley Jensen. Milford now on the attack. Gillies, air ball, out of bounds. Going to be Paiute's ball. Little 7-footer, just didn't even hit the rim. Went underneath the basket. Paiute brings it across the timeline. 3:50 left in the half. Dalton, cross to Sylvester. Down to Glebe. Tries to get it into Sylvester. He goes up. No, it's blocked. Taken away by Gillis. Milford working it around the three-point line, the arc. Drives in, a little jumper, no good. Another air ball. Looks like Jensen came down with the attempted rebound. He falls out of bounds, loses the ball, and now he's hobbling. Looks like he slammed his knee on the floor when he went down. So in comes number 15. This is Jaden Westwood in for the Paiutes. The inbound pass. Off the pass, a 2-pointer for Heston Sullivan. 27-9 in favor of the T-Birds. Bagley out top, down to Westwood. To Glebe. Back to Bagley, back to Westwood. Spin move down the lane and up, no good, but he draws the foul. Talking about number 33, Jessen. Foul is going to go against number 25. That's Zach Sherwood. And it will be the 7th team foul for Milford, and we have a timeout. We'll take one too. Utah 1A basketball on KSL and mylocalradio.com.
Garfield County welcomes millions of visitors each year, and Garfield Memorial Hospital is ready to serve our residents and visitors. The 2018 Best Rural Utah Medical Center and Women's Choice Award, Garfield Memorial, your hospital.
This presentation of state championship basketball being brought to you in part by South Central Communications. They have the area's fastest broadband internet, South Central Communications. Coming out of the timeout, it is 27-9 with 2:22 left in the first half. Tigers have 17 fouls, while the T-Birds have only 5. And Kelby Jessen at the foul line, shooting 2. He was hit as he went up for a layup, driving into the lane. And Jessen's first is good. Joe Dalton Auto Body, if your vehicle needs body work or fresh paint, Joe Dalton can get the job done. Schedule your appointment for an estimate at Joe Dalton Auto Body. Jessen's 2, both hit, gives him 5 points in the game. And 29 points on the scoreboard for the T-Birds. Taken away by Jessen. And he splits 2 defenders across the timeline, down the paint, all the way end to end, and drops in for Kelby Jessen. Jessen's 2-pointers makes it 31-9 in favor of the T-Birds. Spin move by Sherwood. Gonna draw the foul. Gonna say number 3, that is Garrett Fisher. No, excuse me, number 3 is Quade Gleave. Quade Gleave will give the T-Birds their 6th team foul. And Jessa Sherwood's first one drops in for a point. This state championship, consolation championship game brought to you in part by South Central Communications. FiberLink, high-speed internet, the area's fastest broadband internet. South Central Communications. Second one is good, and the T-Birds are on the offense. Westwood to Gleave to Dalton. Down to Jensen. Over to Bagley. All 5 of the T-Birds have touched it at least once this possession. Let's run the offense. Down the paint and called for the travel. A turnover goes to Milford. Full court pressure. Ball comes into Sherwood, who takes it across the timeline as the full court pressure collapsed back into the paint. Peters to Beebe. Beebe inside to Sherwood. Turn up, no good. Rebound comes down to Westwood. Jaden Westwood gives it ahead to Jensen, kicks it out to Gleave. Bagley to Dalton down in the corner. Running a weave, they get it down low to Westwood. He kicks it back out. And this is number 23, Bagley, with a three-pointer. 3 points for Bagley, making it a 34-11 lead for the T-Birds with 3 seconds left in the half. Shot is off, air ball, no good, and the buzzer sounds, and that's the end of the first half. The score is Thunderbirds 34, the Tigers 11. We will be back with the Southern Utah University halftime report in just a couple of minutes. Actually, we're going to keep it right here. We've got some cheerleaders that are setting up to show us what they can do. One of the great things about the state playoffs in basketball is the cheerleaders get to come down, and some of the bands come also. I'll let you listen. The Milford High School cheerleaders. Tiger cheerleaders. Let's see if the T-Bird cheerleaders will come out. Quick ad, and then we'll be back.
Marysville Town, your ATV headquarters to the Paiute ATV trail system. Marysville Town and their elected officials would like to wish the T-Bird success in the postseason.
These are the T-Bird cheerleaders. We will be back in a moment for the Southern Utah University halftime report. You're watching Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on live.ksl.com and on mylocalradio.com.
Everybody's got a love story. It won't take long. Here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. Power outage on a Saturday night. Get lost in the night, baby, losing our minds.
restoring power when you need it the most. One more reason to love Garcane.
At Jensen Wood Motor, it's our goal to make sure every customer is a repeat customer. The way we do that, our customers are our friends.
It's our job to help you find what you're looking for at the best possible price. It's always good to know that your salesman is working for you.
We understand that life happens. Sometimes credit isn't perfect. We work hard to find financing options that work best for you.
Stop by today and let's see what we can do for you. Jensen Wood Motors in Montpelier, Idaho.
From dents to scratches, auto service, paint, and detailing, give Joe a call today for any of your auto body needs. Joe Dalton Auto Body in Circleville, 435-577-2442. Wishing Region 20 team success. Junction-Town is your ATV destination, located in the middle of the Paiute ATV trail system with the beautiful Beaver Mountains to the west and the Monroe Mountains to the east, and world-class trout fishing just midway. Wishing the T-Birds success.
In addition to local information and the best live coverage of local sports, you can stream music 24/7 at mylocalradio.com. Log on and choose the music you like best. Classic or modern country, indie, adult contemporary, or classic rock, stream it live through your computer or cell phone. Listen to the music you want and don't miss the information you need. Like us on Facebook and visit mylocalradio.com today.
Nowers Construction, a fully licensed general contractor. Call Kyle Nowers today for all of your construction needs. 435-619-3426. There's nothing quite like getting your prescription filled where the employees know you and you know them. We have the time to help you make informed decisions. Personalization that a mail-order pharmacy can't provide. At Penguich Drug, we believe that friendly, fast service is most important.
Back to action, second half action, barely underway as Milford has the ball, driving to the basket, and making the layup is Heston Sullivan. First 2 points go to Milford in the second half. Paiute Thunderbirds in the blue with the white numbers. Milford Tigers in the white with the red numbers. Dalton, little 5-foot jumper. Tanner Dalton puts it in to answer the 2 put in by Sullivan. Milford with the shot, rims in and out. Rebound knocked out and picked up by Gleave. To Dalton, to Jensen, into the forecourt. From the wing, no good, off the rim, and it comes down to Williams, Alec Williams with the rebound. He hands it off to Peters. Pass up to Beebe. He walks it slowly across the timeline. Spin move gets him within 2 feet, and no basket for Sherwood. But it's knocked out of bounds by Paiute. It will be Tiger ball. Inbounds comes to Sherwood. Williams at the top of the key, almost stolen again by Jensen, but it was picked up by Sullivan. He gets it back to Williams, who now passing around the horn, trying to find an inlet. There's the inlet pass into the paint. Little turnaround blooper for Sullivan. 2 more points off of a beautiful feed from outside for Heston Sullivan. He has now 4 points now here in this third quarter. Down in the corner for Paiute. Jensen. No, excuse me, that was Dalton. Now out to Jensen. Wunderlich into the game for Paiute. That's him with the ball right there. Wide open 3-point off the back of the rim and no good for Tanner Dalton. Tigers on the attack. Spin move. Sherwood, he loses the handle. Going to be an offensive foul. Calling it on Sullivan. His 3rd personal. That is the first team foul on the Tigers here in the second half. Dalton shooting it. No good, but he'll pick up a foul. They're going to call Alec Williams on his 4th foul. And the 2nd team foul for Milford. It's going to put Dalton to the line for the T-Birds. 36-15, 4:56 left in the 3rd quarter. And from the charity stripe, Dalton's first one no good. Garkin Energy wishes all teams success in the tournament. Keeping the power on when you need it most, it's Garkin Energy, a touch-tone energy cooperative. Dalton's 2nd one scores a point. T-Bird showing a little bit of pressure defensively, but Sherwood comes back and picks up the ball. Peters driving into the paint, up for the shot and draws the foul. Basket no good. Foul will go against Jensen. First personal foul and first team foul of the second half for the T-Birds. Peters on the line. Makes the first one. Joe Dalton Auto Body for all of your vehicle needs when it comes to body work or fresh paint. Make an appointment for an estimating. Joe Dalton Auto Body. Second one no good. Rebound comes out wide to the T-Birds. Driving in, kicking it back out. Running a weave through the paint, trying to get somebody open down there. This is Gleave with a spin move. Basket counts and one. Gleave with 2 points. He'll go to the charity stripe. Foul is going to be on Heston Sullivan. His first, the third Milford team foul. Shot no good. A three-point attempt, up and down for 24, Caden Peters. Who made that one? Jessen answers right back. Driving the baseline and is fouled. Foul called on Tanner Dalton. Will send the ball out of bounds underneath the Milford basket. Tigers will inbound. And stolen away. Pass goes ahead to Jessen. And he drops it in for two. Kelby Jessen now has 5 points here in the third quarter. Total of 12 points in the game. Oh, nice little quick pass inside. And Sherwood knocks it down. Zach Sherwood, his first two of the second half. Again, here's Jessen into the paint. Misses, taken away by Milford. 3 minutes left in third quarter. 43-21 in favor of the T-Birds. Tigers running the weave. Now down the middle is Beebe. He puts it up. Ball won't fall, but he does. Falls to the floor, and a foul is called. So Beebe goes to the line as Gleave gives up his second foul of the game and the third team foul for the T-Birds. First one is good for Beebe. This is Southern Utah University presentation of 1A Championship basketball. Learn more at suu.edu. Rebound comes down to 25. That is Sherwood. Little turnaround and putback gives Milford 2 points. Jensen across the timeline, hands it to Gleave. Bagley at the top of the key, just holds the ball for a minute, looking for an opening, and stolen away by Milford. Beebe almost lost it, trying the fast break, but slowed it up. Oh, streaking down the lane is number 25, Zach Sherwood. The ball comes in, a beautiful assist, and 2 points. It looks like the T-Birds are going to call a 30-second timeout. And Coach Dalton, Lynn Dalton, coach of Milford, having a little bit of a heated conversation with the refs, while the T-Birds are over there getting instructions from their coach, Eric Jessen. I don't know if we have time for a timeout. We'll just keep it right here and let you know that Bryce Canyon Half Marathon is a 13.1 miles of fun. It's held the second Saturday in July, but they encourage you to register today and save. And save. BryceCanyonHalfMarathon.com is the place you'd log on and save money if you want to register for that half marathon. BryceCanyonHalfMarathon.com. A little bit of confusion there. They're trying to work it out. Boys are back on the floor. They're ready to go. Trying to figure things out at the scorer's table. Looks like we're ready to go. 2:10 left in the third quarter. It is 43-26 in favor of the T-Birds. They are on the attack. Around the horn it goes. Dalton with the ball, kicks it out to Bagley. Bagley from the foul line, no good. And on the rebound, they're going to number 21, Tanner Dalton, called for the foul. It's Milford's ball out of bounds. They bring it in. Minute 45 seconds in the third quarter. Sherwood. Back out to Peters. This is Beebe trying to drive into the paint. He is stopped, stripped away, and stolen away by Jensen with another steal and 2 points. That's at least 10 points that Wesley Jensen has gotten over a steal, taking it coast to coast and laying it in this game. Big part of this 45-26 lead for the T-Birds. Sherwood with the rebound, tries to put it back in, no good. Coming down with the ball is Jensen, and as he tries to take it to the sideline and turn the corner going up court, he is going to get knocked out by Sherwood, and Zach will pick up his fourth foul. The fourth team foul for Milford. So Paiute takes it out. Jensen will inbound. To Gleave, back to Jensen to take it across the timeline. Gleave out on the post, up to the top, down in low. It goes into Jessen. He kicks it back out to Gleave, back to Jessen. Little 10-footer off the back of the rim, no good. Fighting for the rebound, it comes down to Gleave, back to Jessen. And Jessen with a little two-pointer layup. Kelby Jessen. 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Milford on the attack. Down 26-47. Kick it back out to Sullivan for a three, no good. Rebound up, the rebound no good. And that's the end of our third quarter with the score 47-26 in favor of Paiute T-Birds. We'll take a timeout. This is Utah High School Sportscast production of 1A State basketball on KSL.com and MyLocalRadio.com.
Hello all, Dr. Dodd here. I want to talk to you about PepMinerals.com. By merging the highest quality veterinary grade ingredients with highly advanced mineral technology, PepMinerals.com produces the most innovative pet supplements on the market. The supplements focus on specific needs like hip and joint, digestive, and overall diet. You and I both know a healthy pet is a happy pet. Show your pets how much you care. Order them supplements today at PepMinerals.com.
The Paiute County Chamber of Commerce welcomes you to the greatest playground in central Utah. Many recreation opportunities are found with horseback riding, hiking, rock hounding, river rafting, and of course ATVing. Come and enjoy Paiute County. Go T-Birds!
Our broadcast today being brought to you in part by Junctiontown. It is a little slice of heaven. They are rooting for the T-Birds, Paiute. here in this game. And Marysvale Town also rooting for the T-Birds. Marysvale Town, the right place for summer fun, from ATV access to the Paiute ATV Trail or a stop-off. Hey, it's a good place to stop. Good luck, T-Birds from Marysvale Town. T-Birds on the attack as we start the fourth quarter. 47-26 for the T-Birds. In this, the consolation championship game of the boys bracket of 1A State, Utah State Championship Tournament. Stolen away and on the attack and then stripped away by Jensen. They're going to say he tried to save it from going out of bounds. He stepped on the line. It will be Milford ball underneath their own basket. That ball was stolen away by Peters. And as he tried the fast break, Jensen stripped it away and it went out of bounds. That's Peter again, almost lost the handle to Gleave. Tries a little spin move to go to the basket and he will be fouled. I think this is going to go against Jensen, but we'll wait. Yes, it is. Wesley Jensen with his second foul. That is the fourth team foul. And the first one for Peters falls. This presentation of state championship basketball brought to you by Ruby's Inn. Nice little vacation spot, ruby'sinn.com. Gateway Resort to Bryce Canyon National Park. Off the rim, no good by Gleave. They fight for the rebound. The foul is called. Going to call it on Gleave. His third personnel and the sixth team foul now for the T-Birds. Milford almost losing the handle is Beebe, but he is able to get it back to Sullivan. Now underneath the basket, that's Gillies missing it. Rebound comes down to Jessen. He takes it coast to coast, and they call him on a travel. Turnover by Jessen on the travel. Ran into two defenders. They were double teaming him, stopping from that layup. And when he pulled up short, he took that extra step. It'll be Milford ball. Full court press being shown by the T-Birds. T-Birds are up 47-28 with 6:50 left in this game. Milford on the attack. And dribbling off his foot, a turnover on Caden Peters. He was looking to spin move, try and drive into the basket. It went off his foot out of bounds. Paiute ball. Nowhere's Construction. Give Kyle a call for any construction needs. Cement, remodels, framing. Kyle can tackle your project. Go T-Birds from Nowhere's Construction. And the ball drops in. That was Wesley Jensen with that two-pointer. Beebe, top of the key, driving into the paint, kicks it back out to Peters for two. Off of the backboard, no good, and Sullivan picks it up. Peters goes cross court to try and steal it. And Peterson gets hit in the face, but the ball goes out of bounds. It was an inadvertent, whatever it was, something jabbed him in the eye. And it will be Paiute ball. No foul called on that. Jessen driving the paint. Kicks it back out to Jensen for two. Wesley Jensen. Penguich Drug, Sam Marshall with Penguich Drug wants to wish all of the team's success during the tournament. Penguich Drug. Tigers have the ball. This is the consolation championship game in the boys bracket of the Utah State 1A state tournament. Milford with Colby Gillies putting it down for 2 for Milford Tigers. They're against the Paiute T-Birds. The T-Birds leading 52-30 with just under 5 minutes left in the contest. Jessen driving in, a little spin move, 6-foot jumper, falls, and Kelby Jessen picks up another 2. Having for 16 points so far in the game, Kelby Jessen. Paiute County elected officials want to wish the T-Birds good luck in the postseason. Rebound comes down to Jensen. From the corner, it's Jessen, another 2 points. A little 8-foot jumper, Kelby Jessen. Slowly bringing it across the timeline. They're down by 26. Under 4 minutes to go. Driving in and drawing the foul against Kelby Jessen. He'll be called for his second foul. That is the 7th team foul. Beebe goes to the line. And the first one rolls around and around and around, and then finally decides, okay, I'll go in. Utah State Championship basketball brought to you in part by Bear Lake Realty. For real estate needs, whether it's timeshares, buying a home or a second home, or just finding a rental for the weekend. Work with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com. Second one drops for Beebe. Score is 56-32 in favor of the T-Birds. Jessen kicks it back to Jensen. And now they're just whipping it around the arc. Now into Jessen. Another 10-foot two-pointer drops for Kelby Jessen. 3 in a row for the T-Birds from Kelby Jessen. 6 points in the fourth quarter. This is Sullivan. Sullivan drives in, drops in the 2. No, Sherwood, I'm sorry. Zach Sherwood drives in, drops in the two-pointer, draws a foul. Foul is going to go against Jessen. That'll be his third and the 8th-team foul for the T-Birds. Sherwood goes to the line for the third one and makes it. Three-pointer. Coming into the game is number 45, that's Reagan Dalton. Reagan is a freshman. Into the lineup for the T-Birds. Driving to the basket was Jensen, and he draws the foul. Foul is going to go against Peters. And it's the 15th foul, so T-Birds will get it to inbounds under their own basket. Shot no good. Williams rips down the rebound for the Tigers. 3 minutes now left in this game. I said Reagan Dalton came into the game. It's 43, not 45. That 43 is Riley Pearson for the T-Birds. And Gleave takes it coast to coast, lays in the layup, and makes the score 60-35 in favor of the T-Birds. From 3, number 22, Alec Williams. 3-point shot. This is Dalton from 3. Tanner Dalton knocks down a three-pointer to Ancher Williams, three-pointer for Milford. 63-38. This is Sherwood, no good. Rebound comes down to Dalton. And the T-Birds attack. From the three-pointer, no good. Long rebound. It comes down to Gleave, and Gleave puts it back for two. And a timeout is called by the T-Birds. T-Bird timeout with 1:36 left in the game. It's a 30-second timeout, 65-38 in favor of the T-Birds. You're watching Utah 1A basketball on KSL and MyLocalRadio.com.
Paiute Farm Bureau would like to wish the T-Birds success in the postseason. They work for those who work to feed the world. To get involved, contact your local Farm Bureau representative.
We are back. This broadcast is being brought to you in part by Quality Inn of Richfield. They're your home for state tournaments here in Richfield. Quality Inn of Richfield. Also being brought to you by Garcane Energy. They've been keeping the lights on for over 70 years and still doing a great job of it. Garcane Energy. 1:36 left in this consolation championship game. A substantial lead by the T-Birds, which they've had the entire game. The end of the first quarter, it was 20-2, and they just haven't looked back. 65-38 now. Milford has the ball. This is Sherwood. Gets it over to Williams. Beebe. He lays down a dribble and then gets it over to Peters. Cross courts to Williams. Drives it in, kicks it back out to Sullivan. And Sherwood. And round and around the ball goes. And finally into the corner, three-point attempt, no good. And the rebound comes down to Westwood. Jaden Westwood with the rebound for the T-Birds. Driving in is Kyle Morgan. He misses it, taken back by the Tigers. And again, Milford on offense, 23, 22, 21. Time left in the game. 18, 17. They're just running some offense. 8 seconds. And it will be final. The T-Birds is 65. And Milford 38. And that's the way it ends up here in Richfield High School Gymnasium. The boys' championship game of the State 1A tournament here in the state of Utah. Paiute T-Birds take the consolation championship and a 6th place finish in this tournament, 65-38. We'll be back with the Ruby's Inn postgame report in just a couple of moments.
Serving Wyoming since 1941, Plains Tire is Wyoming's oldest and largest tire dealer with great locations throughout the state. They'll get you the right tires that offer the best results for your vehicle at the lowest prices, guaranteed. Plus, you can go to any Plains Tire Pro dealer with their nationwide warranty service. And check out their Plains Tire phone app.
Come down and see us at Plains Tires on 157 Bear River Drive for all your automotive needs. Hablamos también español.
Our Richfield Hotel, located just off Interstate 70, a short drive from attractions like the Big Rock Candy Mountain, Fremont Indian State Park, Fish Lake National Forest, the Great Western Trail, and the Paiute ATV Trail. Located near the Sevier Valley Center, make the Quality Inn Richfield your home for the tournaments.
When you have your vehicle serviced by the experienced, certified technicians at Rocky Mountain Yeti, you'll have a legendary experience. With a comfortable customer waiting area, you can watch the big screen television or use the free Wi-Fi while you enjoy free hot waffles with ice cream. Our professional technicians work on all makes and models and handle everything from routine service to major repair. Stop in today, 100 Wasatch Road, Evanston. Visit www.yetiauto.group. Rocky Mountain Yeti, legend driven.
Our presentation today here at the Consolation Championship game of the State 1A tournament, where the Paiute T-Birds have defeated the Milford Tigers 65-38, brought to you in part by the Paiute County Farm Bureau, also by Security Title Company, by South Central Communications, the town of Circleville, Zions Bank, and a whole lot more. Blood's Custom Meats, Butch Cassidy's Hideout, Garfield Memorial Hospital, Garcane Energy, Joe Dalton Autobody, and we appreciate all of our sponsors. We really do. Thank you so much for your support of not only this broadcast, but of the kids too. We appreciate it. Also brought to you in part by the Cache Valley Visitors Bureau out of Logan, Utah. Yes, they're bringing you this presentation. You can find a lot of fun up in Logan, Utah. Just visit explorelogan.com and have some fun in the Cache Valley of northern Utah. Explorelogan.com. Well, let's start the Ruby's Inn postgame report and bring to you the action as it happened. One of the big storylines of this game was Wesley Jensen and all of his steals. He stole it at least 7-8 times that I can think of, and he was able to convert 12 or 14 points off of those steals. Just stealing it, grabbing it, streaking to the basket, and laying it in. He ended up with 18 points on the day for the T-Birds. But while he was stealing and laying in the basketball, Kelby Jessen started hitting from just inside it late in the game. In fact, in the second half, he had 13 points, and he ended up the high scorer in the game with 20 points. Kelby Jessen. Other scorers for the T-Birds, Quade Gleave had 13 points. It looked like Tanner Dalton had 8 points, and Shandon Bagley with 6 points. And that attributes the 65 points for the T-Birds. On the other side of the ball, Brett Beebe had 3 points. They all came from the stripe in the second half. Heston Sullivan, in off the bench, scored a total of 8 points for the Tigers. 3 points from Alec Williams, a three-pointer in the fourth quarter. Caden Peters scored 7 points in the game. The high scorer for the Tigers was Zach Sherwood. He had 13 points. Kobe Gillies had 3 points. I missed a free throw somewhere because I'm 1 point shy. Either that or my math didn't add up right. But anyway, it ended up 65-38 in favor of the Paiute T-Birds, your consolation champions for the state of Utah 1A state tournament consolation champions, the Paiute T-Birds. Congratulations to them. Well, we are going to move ourselves over to the Sevier Valley Center. This is the last game that we'll have here in the Richfield High School Gymnasium in this state tournament. I'm sure we'll be back again next year to bring you more. And lots more championship action coming your way right here from the Utah High School Sportscast Productions. So make sure you stay tuned. And it's Championship Saturday. Everybody that is playing is going to place in this tournament somewhere, just like the Paiute T-Birds did as a consolation champion. They took a 6th place finish home from the 2019 1A state championship tournament. So congratulations to the T-Birds on a well-played game. This has been the Ruby's Inn post-game report. They've been hosting people at Bryce Canyon for over 100 years. They're the closest resort to the canyon. You want to have a lot of fun, summer, winter, spring, or fall, Ruby's Inn, ruby'sinn.com. Until next year, for me, Val Cook, I hope you have a fantastic year, and we'll talk to you later.